It is my pleasure to introduce our distinguished speaker for today's session, Mr. Mrugesh Soni, the CEO of Loop Closers. Mrugesh is a transformational evangelist and a strategy leader, specializing in designing generative AI blueprints for managing customers' life cycles. Winner of the Meta WhatsApp Creative Leader of the Year, he empowers Fortune 50 brands to create new revenue streams through innovative strategies that deliver measurable returns on AI-led campaigns. In today's session, the AI Goldmine, stealing jewelry businesses with technology, Mr. Soni will explore how AI and other technological advancements are reshaping the jewelry business. Requested to please all give him a round of applause and invite him on stage.
Check. Tech has to have its problems, right? Otherwise, it's not something that will essentially happen. But glad you're all here. And how many of you scared of AI at some level? All of you confident? Sab kuch ho jayega. Got it. So, yes, sir. Yeah, sure. So, do we keep this very transparent and straightforward, or shall I layer it with a gold plating on what we are trying to say here? So the reality is, if you are not going to scale up with AI, and it doesn't matter whether you are doing a book ka dhanda or whether you are doing a proper SAP ka dhanda, it is basically going to start getting into your lives just like how mobile phones did. Like how smartphones got into your ecosystem, made you and forced you to adopt it, AI's roadmap is going to be in that direction. Today, all our parents also use Instagram and Facebook and WhatsApp, no? It is about 3 years' time. By 2027, you will basically become a scenario where everything from your TV remote to everything from what you talk to and how you dial a number will also change. How many of you watched the first IPL match yesterday? Nobody of you watched. Okay, awesome. You watched it, right? Do you know who is the largest funder of that entire IPL this year, other than Tata and Angel One? Google. There were at least 6 ads running on how Ananya Pandey is using Gemini to basically create her party playlist or party invite, to basically somebody else planning their Goa trip on top of it, to Google trying and coming and telling you, okay, sir, madam, abhi sab kuch phone pe hai. See, there are, in the AI ecosystems, the basics are this, right? There are hyperscalers. There is Microsoft, there is Amazon, there is Meta, there is the entire ecosystem of some smaller other players who are there, like Perplexity.ai, etc. and so on. By default, your biggest change maker will be the guy who makes your devices. आपके हाथ में जो फोन है, या तो वो एप्पल का है या गूगल का है, करेक्ट? अगर गूगल ने चेंज किया तो यू हैव टू अडॉप्ट टू इट. ऑप्शन नहीं है ना आपके पास. अभी जो आप टाइप करके सर्च करते थे वो बोलेगा वॉइस से सर्च करो. सर्च, विच इज वेयर द एंटायर इंडस्ट्री स्टार्टेड, इज चेंजिंग टू AI search. The biggest goal for anybody working in AI technology, or if you are somebody who wants to do business, let me put it in that many words. If you want to do business, you will have to be on Google. If you have to be on Google, you will have to adapt what Google tells you. And when Google is going to start putting all their stacks, which is their website, which is their entire search ecosystem, which is how the overall ecosystem of finding something's work for you, you will have to adapt to it. Which means your business has to adapt to the AI that they are making. I'm not sure a lot of you follow something called as Perplexity.ai, but Perplexity.ai is by Mr. Arvind, an Indian. Have you seen his latest ad? Go and search for it. Squid Games, all of you know, right? They have taken the actor of Squid Games and shown him getting into a room where people are literally, he's basically put it as Google instead of Google. But he's basically said, we will take on Google per se. Google lost almost 10% of their market share because of how the entire Microsoft Copilot and the multiple other AI models started coming into play. By default, the person who is powering the search engine will become the priority for you to engage, integrate, and build your business on. Now, why is this important for you, right? This is important for you because people who come to your shop or store will die in 20 years. The ones who you knew, right? Literally 1 hour, I'm being very straightforward, which is why I said I'll keep this as raw as possible. जो that 60-year-old auntie, uncle जो आपके पास आते थे, at 80s they will not be there with you anymore. Plus they will not even have the power to control decision making. उनका बेटा या बेटी बोलेगा क्या खरीदना है. Even if you're in the B2B spaces, the guy who's going to come in, he's going to first find you. He's going to search आप कौन हो, क्या हो, आपका history, कितना आपका credibility है, आपका कोई Instagram post भी है क्या? He'll try to find you who you are per se, right? The whole ecosystem is connected. Your entire WhatsApp is now connected to Instagram, is connected to Facebook, correct? And what used to be search ads, cookie ads सबने देखा है ना कि आप कुछ सर्च करते हो, घर पे बात करते हो, Instagram से कुछ आ जाता है, correct? पहले क्या होता था कि आपको वो WhatsApp में नहीं दिखता था because WhatsApp is encrypted. Of course, it's still encrypted, it will be encrypted. But there is something called as ad optimization that will also start getting into WhatsApp, which is your primary medium of engagement that you all use. Now, what will happen is what used to become an ad on Instagram about, let's say, even right now, will start becoming an ad on WhatsApp, will start becoming an ad on search, and will start basically being shown to the customer everywhere. So whatever you type in your search bar in your phone is going to go to at least one hyperscaler who will process your data. This is the reality. The faster you accept this reality and start building your change format is where you can go towards your 100 crore playbook. And when I finish this deck, you will see the table on how this is essentially going to be made possible. How many of you have problems with your husband or wife or son not listening to you? Oh, all of you are super couples, is it here? The problem that you all have is कि बीवी की बात नहीं सुनी है, husband की बात नहीं सुनी है, बेटा बात नहीं सुन रहा है. The human psychology is designed like that, right? आपको सब मालूम है. मैं इस स्लाइड में जितना भी बताऊंगा अगले 60 स्लाइड में आप सबको सब कुछ मालूम है except some parts of AI. But implementing it is the problem. तभी checklist बनता है, फ्रिज पे एक check box आता है, etc. and so on, right? फोन में reminders होते हैं. The good part is like how the industrial revolution started and पहले जो हाथ से गाड़ी बनती थी, it started getting made in a assembly line. What you used to do as checkpoints is now made possible with AI, and AI is the new assembly line. So how much ever you feed into AI, वो उतना सीखेगा, समझेगा, and will go towards the way forward. So your brain acts fast, but is not fast enough. You have to accept that reality that the human brain is the most innovative, but it is not the most fastest, which is why supercomputers exist. And which is why as your memory fades, you will not remember कि उस customer को क्या चाहिए था, या उसने क्या पूछा था, या उसको मेरे को क्या देना है. We all know our business, right? We know we have to tell this to this customer. This is the way I will put him in the bottle. This is the way I will negotiate with him. And this is the way I will close my deal. But for you to remember all your 50, 60, 80, 100 customers is not possible. For you to remember कि उसको क्या पसंद है, वो किस point से irritate होता है, या किस point पे वो negotiate करेगा, या negotiate करेगा नहीं करेगा, you can't remember unless you have 50 sales guys who are operating this for you. Which is where you use technology. Now this in today's era is basically called the AI agents. The word AI agent is going to be plastered across any software that you try and use. How many have seen Matrix here? 2001, 2002. you've seen that agent who goes around, right? वो जो बात वहाँ पे की गई थी, and not that everybody knew, but that is the reality today. AI agents are going to become your new assistants. They are going to become your new customer support, your new marketing, and your new sales also. So just like in the earlier days, it is not that AI will take away jobs, but you'll have to skill yourself up if you want to stay in the business. It's like saying वो एक सब्जी मंडी में भी टमाटर आलू सब लोग बेचता है, right? But the guy who basically is shouting the loudest, giving you the nicest dialogues, you will go to him. Similarly, in your business also, the one who is able to stand out the loudest, see, it is always not about just the quality of the product that you make. It is not always about the service that you give. It is about, are you heard? Are you seen? Are you discoverable? Only if you are in the spaces, जो सबसे ज़्यादा बोलता है, उसकी सुनी जाती है, खरीदा जाता है नहीं जाता, you cannot say. So this is a sample of what we saw 20 years back, right? Sorry. Can you play?
Can you fly that thing?
Not yet.
Operator.
Tank, I need a pilot program for a B-212 helicopter. Hurry.
Let's go.
So the differentiation between the AI of last year and the AI of this year, and I'm literally telling you, 2024 versus 2025, AI could not reason with you. Or that before 2022 or 2023, when AI came in, it could not talk back to you, it could not argue with you, it could not negotiate with you. But now, if you train it right, it is going to be able to do that. It's like your best sales guy. He changes his or her dialogue, delivery, avatar, and everything else basis who is in front of him. आप अपना बात करने का change करोगे उसके हिसाब से. But do you really know that customer that well that you can understand his or her history and then change it out? This history comes from data. By default, like we have to now connect our numbers to our Aadhars, connect all our accounts to our PANs, and control the whole ecosystem. Data is the only truth that will basically help you scale. If you, unless are somebody as so established कि आपके नाम से धंधा चलता है, then superb, and that is how you want to run it. But if you're wanting to scale, you will have to run the data-led business. There is no other option around it. Take an example of what Taj is doing, right? Now, once you book a hotel at Taj, you'll essentially say your reservation is done. Do you want to unwind and relax? And you will basically then said, customize your AI concierge. Now, this is a journey where you basically are able to select after you have done a booking, but this can also be used in a pre-booking scenario. But let's just go to the journey right now. You customize your concierge, you personalize your concierge, you want a him or a her, and then you pick and choose who do you want as your avatar. This basically is when I walk into your door in your business or inside your website, can the customer decide who he speaks to, in which language, and what do they know about the user? So the agent that we talk about, all of you have recruited employees in your company, right? You have to start recruiting agents. AI agents are your new hiring ecosystems. You will have to start building that ecosystem per se. Now, the moment they select something like this, can any of you tell me what is happening here, or what are we trying to do here differently, other than what you read on the screen, obviously?
Yeah.
Correct. Correct. So the more people do it themselves, right? When you basically are All of you seen Google Maps, right? You can change the color of your car. You can change what kind of car it is now. The moment you do something, you will say, चल मैं बात करके देखता हूँ, मैं बात करके देखती हूँ, मैं अपने नाम से बुलाऊंगा उसको, मैं अपने बॉस का नाम डाल दूंगा या अपने किसी और का नाम डाल दूंगा जिसको मेरे से बात नहीं करनी है, और उसको बोलूंगा कि बता भाई क्या है इसका अंदर. So you will basically get more vested when you are customizing your own agent, which is a possibility today. And now imagine that person who is coming to talk to you. If he or she wants to speak in Gujarati and you do not know the language, or they want to speak in Malayalam and you don't know the language, or in Telugu, or in any other language like Bengali, but you are able to create a Mrs. Chatterjee or a Mr. Nair or a Mr. Shetty the way you want to, and that sales agent will speak your language in the way you want to engage, and you can literally go to one level further on what he's wearing per se, obviously limited profanity checks. But the fact that sir मैंने आपके लिए custom agent देखे रखा है sir, वो human नहीं है but human से ज़्यादा powerful है. आप उससे पूछिए आपका invoice किधर है, आपका order कब आएगा, मेरे पास कौन से designs हैं, मैं कब तक भेज सकता हूँ, etc. and so on. And these agents cost less than humans by default, right? So that, and you have the power to change the agent. Just put new clothes and whatever you want. Now this, an agent that is created can talk the way you want to depending on who you are targeting. Like in the case of a Taj, you'll essentially have the agent speaking to a corporate professional in a different way and to a younger student in a different way. This is an example. Can I get an audio play, please?
Namaste and welcome to Taj Exotica Resort and Spa Rohit. I'm Jacob, your Taj AI concierge to make sure your stay is all about chill, fun and zero stress. Namaste and welcome to Taj.
I estou full sossegado mode. Baba. Welcome to Taj Exotica Resort and Spa, Goa, Rohit. I'm Jacob, your Taj AI concierge to make sure your stay is all about chill, fun and zero stress. Wanna hit the best check? Need a scooty to zip around? Or just looking for a solid fanny spot? Don't worry, I got you. So, what's the scene by?
To the younger audience, he'll relate to this guy better, no? But to the senior someone else. See, to the uncle who has been doing business with you or gentleman who has been doing business with you, he likes talking to you in that mode. पहला 5 मिनट आप सिर्फ ज्ञान बात करोगे, उसके बाद धंधे पे शायद आओगे. लेकिन your millennials and Gen Zs out here will say, boss, इसका कितना है बता, बाकी बाद में बात करते हैं. So you can change the whole approach the way you want to. Now imagine if you basically had a jewelry agent for your business. Agents are going to become your new colleagues. आज लोगे, 2 साल बाद लोगे, 5 साल बाद लोगे, that's up to you and your journey in this space. Your jewelry shopping your way, find your perfect jewelry, make it easier, customize my agent, choose your agent, you want a him or a her. You choose who you want the agent to be, Urja, Avni, Gehna, you want her to speak what language you want, and you basically want her to choose whatever avatar you want her to essentially have. Don't go by the looks right now, they can always be customized. But this will then become your AI agent to start talking to your users. And the cost for running an agent like this per month in any language is as little as in below lakhs or in thousands also, depending on how many agents you hire. But this is the vision of how you have to start thinking of your way forward. So the next time you think कि मेरे को sales वाला hire करना है, मेरे को customer support hire करना है, या मेरे को let's say finance वाला hire करना है, this AI agent can support you. Obviously AI can help you design also, but it needs a lot more intervention, which we are going into stage 2. All of you clear till the customer support, marketing and sales approach with AI, okay? Now we will shift into the overall deeper marketing and product design approaches that you can essentially think about. I may not be able to do complete product design, but at least some approach. This is some examples of how you can choose agents. मतलब it's up to you. आपके घर पे किसी को लगाना आप उसका डाल दो. Somebody for the younger generation is a diva diya. You want to have a super saver saying. You want to have a gossip Gauri to say, मालूम है ईशा अंबानी ने क्या पहना था? मेरे पास वो डिजाइन है. Do you want to basically get that going? Or a संस्कारी शर्मा जी to say, भाई सीधा साधा चाहिए और कुछ नहीं चाहिए. And each of these guys will essentially have tonalities, standards, and the speaking approaches that they have. Imagine you curating, like they say, no, वो भगवान बोलता है कि क्या बना के भेजा ये piece. ये piece आप बना सकते हो अभी अपने आप से. You can decide what you want the avatar to essentially look and feel, and you can choose how he speaks, what are his dialogues. You want to make him like Paresh Rawal, you can make him. You want to make her cool, you can make him. And it can have tonalities like bragging. Sir, हमारे धंधे में 20 साल से हम हैं, 50 साल से हम हैं. He will talk those languages when you are speaking the approaches out there. Now, basically, after this entire approach, the second thing is people want relatability to what you're wanting to do. Whether you're running B2B or whether you're running B2C, right? You will have to basically customize your engagement for every customer who's coming in. Because product is one, service is one, cost is one, but the most important thing is your relationship. आपका relationship बन कैसे रहा है? Now this is where a studio comes in. Now all of you have products, right? All of you put catalogs. All of you who are running B2C also print a lot of stuff. Some of you who are digitally marketing, they will essentially also run campaigns around it. How many of you shopped on Swiggy, Big Basket or anything else? Amazon, correct? उन सब में images आता है, correct? Can one of you tell me how much time it takes to set up a catalog for your business? Or how much time one of you take? Let's say ये साल का कैटलॉग बनाना है, अभी अक्षय तृतीया का बनाना है या उसके बाद धनतेरस का बनाना होगा. How much time do you typically take? 4-5 days at least, right? There are, if you want to go further, you have model shots, you have product design placed on model, then there is edit and etc. and so on, right? All this is going to change. Almost everything you see on any e-com, quick-com website is AI generated. Now, to AI generate it, you cannot hire a full studio and run the show, right? Because then it's the same cost. It's like saying that when Myntra does or a Nykaa does their entire shoot of the products that they have, they put the product out there, they get 2 models and they change karo, and they shoot it out. The creative studio is basically designed, or an AI studio, and multiple people use it, is to basically customize at scale for the product that you want. And this basically is designed from a framework of saying that can you take and generate a creative in about 1/150th of the time. It takes about 5 seconds to create an image that you want to. I'll show you a couple of examples of how this works. Typically, these are your guidelines of a brand. Your logo, your color, your typeface, your header, footer, tonality, etc. and so on, right? You can take a dump of a very low-res image and put it in an AI studio, and it will recreate an output for whatever you want. This is obviously for a different brand, but I'll show you how we have done it for a couple of brands, or one brand that I have tried to do it for the jewelry industry. This input of what you train takes 2 hours, but then creative output takes 5 seconds. So if you had the same jewelry that you wanted to put on 10 types of models, AI generated models, not real models, and package it for different markets with different offers, in the B2B space you could do. B2C, if you had the database of your customer, you had their name maybe, and you wanted to send something back to them, then all that is possible at a hyper-personalized scale, in real time. And a single image like this, can any of you try to guess what is the price of one AI image? Just a random number, it's all right. Bang on. 5 rupees. A shoot takes you 20 lakhs plus on edits. A single AI image is going to cost you $5 to basically execute. There's obviously a platform cost, and all put together, maybe you'll pay it about $8 or $10 depending on what your volume is. But the time taken and the conversion ratio is where the game is played. And you can change the complete outlook of what you want to change in that campaign. If you're basically running something for, let's say, the Karnataka market, You can put Kannada, you can put the offer, you can put a model if you essentially have. And the entire creative output can change for you. And this is a proprietary model, so it is better than most of the AI models in the market out there. We won't go into this detail right now. But if I had to show you how this is made possible for, let's say, a different brand, this is a sample output here.
We just sold out all the floor seats.
Take me on a trip, I'd like to go someday. Take me to New York, I'd love to see LA. I really want to come pick you up. You'll be my American boy.
So this is going live, but let me show you how this changes for, let's say, your industry. You've taken a sample product, and you've taken Tamanna Bhatia as a model.
A single radiant diamond, timeless and purely exquisite. Grace shines in every movement, brilliance sparkles in every glance. More than just jewelry, it's a bold statement of forever. Indulge deeply in timeless elegance and beauty.
This was a full AI video. Now, if you really think aapki mummy ji can basically become the priceless queen of like the Jaipur elements of queens, or you think your wife or husband is awesome looking, you can use him. If you think you want to use anyone else, why should you go outside your family if you really don't want to, unless you don't want to use them on the screen? But taking whoever you want to and recreating them in this avatar, and also if you really have a model that you use, you can use them to recreate the elements that you want. Now what you saw in the previous video was something you will see at a W showroom, where you will walk inside the showroom, the salesman will tell you, मैडम आपको हमारे बाहर में जो बिलबोर्ड है आपको वहाँ पे आना है. तो बोले कि क्या करना होगा, ऐसा भी हो सकता है क्या? यस मैम, आप ये ट्राई कीजिए, हमारा ड्रेस हम एक यहाँ पे फोटो लेके इस व्हाट्सएप पे अपलोड कीजिए. अगर आप खरीदते हो तो हम आप उस बिलबोर्ड पे 10 मिनट के लिए आपको वहाँ पे प्ले कर देंगे. See, it's a 2,500 rupee dress. But the factor that you can be featured as a model for the brand changes the sales cycle. And that is possible. 20 bucks for that video. 2,000 rupee dress. 1% cost of investment. But she will take a selfie. She will upload on Instagram. She will talk about everything else, correct? Now this is a reality. If you have your products played out, what I showed you is an AI model video creation. You can get every customer, like a Lenskart or anyone else, who basically say, try this on yourself the way you want to. आपको wedding jewelry खरीदनी है? Do you want to know how you will look with this? आपकी शादी की theme black and gold है या pink and green है? This is the product we have. Why don't you upload your lehenga and I will tell you how this product will look on you? And that is absolutely possible. This is another version.
A wedding is more than just a day. It's a timeless celebration of love, elegance, and beauty. Every moment, every glance, etched with the brilliance of exquisite jewelry. Jewelry that defines grace and sophistication. Make your moment unforgettable. Make it eternal. Make it truly yours.
By default, training a product. So you decide which are your top 20 products. It takes you 2 hours to train a product on the model. See, what is product training? You must have seen when you walk into these rooms, the scanners, right? Typically, AI scans you to create an AI model of you. There is an AI model of your jewelry that gets created, just like a CAD drawing. You feed it into the AI model, then decide where do you want to place it. What used to earlier happen is a designer used to sit and say, "Ke ye idhar push karunga, ye idhar push karunga." Now AI does that whole thing for you. So you can set up a scene and you can decide what you want the jewelry to look like in a, let's say, Malayali wedding, or in a Punjabi wedding, or in a Bengali wedding. And on the model that you essentially want. So this is the reality of creative AI that essentially can go forward. Now let's break down towards how do you use this, right? Now you know the techniques and the technology of how this comes in. Your very first goal, and some of you have done this, if you have done this, great. Otherwise, the first stage of getting your Goldmine running is the Pehchan case stage. Do you know your customer? All of you have either an invoice that is created, but after the invoice, you really do not know maybe when the birthday of the customer is. Do you know uske ghar pe shaadi hai? Do you know uske ghar pe koi bachcha aane wala hai? Do you know that this year they are double clicking and expanding their business into 2 more territories? So you figure out a way to drive that entire data collection drive from the customer to ensure you're able to store more insights of the user. This is your first ground activity. If you don't know the user, you will not be able to engage with them better. So, and also their personality type and behavior, or their budget ranges on what they essentially are wanting to set up. And there are good tricky ways to basically get this data out. Obviously, you're not going to be direct, but this is your stage 0. Now here, once you get this data, is when you go into your marketing engines. Now you play a gold games, you basically play a gold rush, you play a scratch card, you basically say that you will stand a chance to win a guaranteed 10-gram silver coin. Our first 100 users will get this once they fill it out. What the marketing tactic is something we can advise you, but that is your trick towards getting some information back from them. This will basically say you will reward them, give them a special offer or give a surprise deal to drive data enrichment, your brand amplification, and only once they complete that data point is when they can unlock it. See, it's a human tendency to say, okay, sir, aapko iske liye kuch milega, and as long as you're not giving out any money for it, it's just your time, the chances of getting a 30-40% completion rate is still there, which is how data is collected. Just like how I told you, your data is going somewhere, you have to have your customers' data, whether you're doing B2B, B2C or anything else. Your asset is how much you know about the customer. Because when you go back to the drawing book or your planning sheet for the year, you will basically have to realize what are you basically targeting? What are you trying to sell and why? You should be able to answer the why, not follow the pattern of what everybody else is doing. And this is where this journey changes. So a copy like this is what you'll have to use. To say a golden mystery is awaiting to be unlocked, welcome to the gold games. With every step, take surprises or brings you closer to the same. Think of this like your personal treasure hunt. The more you play, the more you win. From exclusive offers to sparkling surprises, each step unlocks something special for you. Ready to win? Just drop your first name below and let the golden journey begin. When you read a copy like this, and this in multiple languages, all of you believe at least out of 10 people, 5 people will click and continue. Now, once you get into that, you will understand, okay, the first one, if you could just travel to your birthday, when would we be celebrating? Please note, I am not asking when's your birthday. I am twisting the conversation in English around to say this is what I wanted to do. All of you who went to meet your current husbands, current wives on your first date at the ghar had to ask some questions. No, सीधा नहीं पूछा था, घुमा के पूछा था. तो डेटा के लिए घुमाना पड़ता है और वो आपको उसके साथ gratify भी करना पड़ता है. So that is what we essentially do. And once you basically get into this, you will essentially guest lock. You just unlocked a voucher worth 1,000. I'm still not telling you why and how will you win the voucher. It is copy play. But you will essentially say, okay, tell us what kind of jewelry do you usually love. See, I do not want to send him everything from temple jewelry or anything else out there, right? Your buyer, even if you're doing B2B, is wanting to buy only certain kind of jewelry because his buyer is again going to get on a certain ecosystem. So are you able to get these patterns out? This is what is one example of the same. This then goes on towards, this is designed around B2C. And here to say a timeless choice, Nisha, dainty minimal jewelry. So if you're shining in the gold games far and closer to winning the mega award, we'd love to know about your jewelry inputs. Which occasion do you usually shop for? Gifting, wedding or festive? Now, obviously, I can change this gifting, wedding and festive to put it as Dhanteras, Akshay Tritiya or something else, right? कि भाई बाकी खरीदूंगी नहीं खरीदूंगी लेकिन इस दिन पे खरीदूंगी. Your data set for the next target customers for Akshay Tritiya will come in at this case. So this is the way data is given, and once you get a pin code is when you say that here is a 5,000 voucher redeemable at Akshay Tritiya. Even if they do not want to buy, but just because you have an offer, the chances of you getting in is faster. Again, same concept. The customer is invested because he clicked on 2-3 things, and he will come into the showroom to say, "Chalo, dekhte jaate hain kya hai." And you will then get on towards, let's say, this is the showroom around you where you can essentially visit if you have a multi-showroom outlet ecosystem. So this is stage 1 of knowing your customer, and stage 2 of basically getting them to play this ecosystem. This is another funky concept of trying and saying, scan this bot, you'll basically go into an ecosystem of engaging. Now, if I knew your anniversary, which is where a lot of buying also could happen, and if I knew that you were celebrating a milestone year, or if I knew that you are basically celebrating a milestone birthday, or you have somebody at home who's celebrating some milestones per se, and you wanted to engage with them, this bot is designed to hook you a little bit to engage with the consumer and know a little bit about them, which could be shareable further. How many men out here are very poetic and know their way around words? Awesome, sir. 1 out of 80. Most of us are not. And every time that we have to go back to our wives and talk to them, we have to know the right words that we can use. What we are basically trying to do in this case is creating a simple engagement bot from the brand. See, all of you heard of guerrilla marketing, right? At times you just need something like this. Can you guess what is the cost of every message that you are exchanging or something like this to run? It's 2 paisa. So at 2 paisa, you are able to engage the customer. अरे वो विपुल ज्वेलर्स ने ना एक अच्छा कुछ भेजा था, अच्छी सी पोइट्री लिख के दी, मैंने वाइफ को भेजी, उसको भी खुश हुआ, चलो कभी जाके मिलके तो आते हैं कम से कम कि आपने अच्छा काम किया था. The fact that when you want to drive footfalls into your store, you cannot just use marketing outward. You have to do inward marketing per se to get the user in. And today AI has so much capability that how you twist it and turn it creatively is in your hands. ये तो एक simple AI poetry bot है. आपको इसको simple wishes के हिसाब से use करना है. All of you will basically send wishes on Holi, Diwali and etc and so on, right? What is the first thing you go? You'll go and search for templates. कि किसने कौन सा भेजा, एक निकाल के अच्छा वाला निकाल के भेजता हूँ. If you really want to send something to the user, use that templates as one of your engagement strategy. Let's say we move on to the third part here, right? And this is a sample journey that we can show and share back. I'll script further on this. The stage 2 is the Tarashna, where you're understanding the opportunity. Now that you've gotten to know that the customer is in, you know the 3 things that you have to market to him. Now this is where your AI agent comes in. See, till now what did we do? We understood what should we tell the agent. We then understood what should the agent market. The third thing we did is we understood the customer data. It is like saying, ये रही customer की data की list, ये रहा उसको जो सब पसंद है, और ये रहा उसके लिए custom offer. अभी जाके बेच क्या? And this is what the AI agent does. It or he or she or whatever you call it will go out and target all these customers, just like how you get targeted back when you search for something, to say, dear customer, thank you for engaging with us, this is what we essentially have. But instead of you going and every time pushing one message, talking to them, calling them, the agent is doing your job. It's like saying that once the pipeline starts, it's your first 1 month of heavy lifting to set up the agent, the tonality, and etc. and so on. Then the entire years of marketing is basically run in a single go. Now, a simple engagement for, let's say, standing in lines for Akshay Tritiya or Dhanteras shopping, right? Most of them want to buy, but they don't want to come because they are worried about, "Arey yaar, bahut bheed hoga." Can you basically create an exclusive buying ecosystem for them? Now, let's say we're calling it the Lux key or the luxurious key per se. Your exclusive key to basically shop with us on this specific day. See, all of you have seen the OnePlus exclusive invite, right? when anybody says exclusive, your antennas start rolling up. मेरे को क्यों नहीं मिला? मेरे को भी चाहिए. भले ही उसमें कुछ ना हो, but you will basically want it. Now the way to target this database from whom your engagement is to say give them a VIP access pass to shop this Akshaya Tritiya. And the script is very simple. Welcome here, your jewelry store where elegance meets excellence. We're excited to help you find the perfect piece of jewelry that matches your style and charm. Let's begin. What kind of elegance are you hoping for today? I'm going to ask them what are you wanting to buy from the very first ecosystem so that I know what is that I want to target them on. I can automatically categorize them into the budget kind of buyer that I have. Obviously, if they are going in towards a ring, it is a smaller budget ecosystem versus a higher for the rest, right? What is the metal you want to buy this in? And then following through with to say this is our collection. So before they come into your store, they at least know 20% of what they may be wanting to look at. See, almost in a this is a B2C ecosystem, right? In a B2C ecosystem, on this day, in any busy high street of a city, there are at least 6 stores in the same vicinity. अभी वो 6 स्टोर में किस दुकान में जाएगा या क्यों नहीं जाएगा? This decides that whether they'll come to your store or somebody else's store if you're running a store ecosystem. And this data set where you're locking in, see, please understand, you have to start locking your customer in stages. पहले डेटा लो, फिर इंटेंट लो, उसके बाद उसका प्रिफरेंस लो, वो आएगा या नहीं आएगा लो, फिर उसको एक कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री कुछ ऑफर या वाउचर हम दे रहे हैं विच इज एसेंशियली से कि ये आपको मिल सकता है. एंड देन फाइनली ब्रिंग इन द एक्सक्लूसिविटी फॉर हिम. ही विल गेट हुक्ड एट वन ऑफ दिस थिंग्स. इट्स लाइक सेइंग आपने 5 जाल फैलाए हैं, उसमें से एक में फंसेगा. एंड दिस इज बिजनेस, सो आई एम टॉकिंग स्ट्रेट लैंग्वेज हियर, राइट? एंड द अप्रोच इज दैट इफ यू हैव टू डू दिस 5 थिंग्स ऑन योर ओन is not possible, but your AI agent can do all these 5 things to say if he did this then you do this, if he did not do this you do this. It's logic creation, just like how you set up your Alexa at home, right? AI is very simple, the same approach. Now once you finish this, you'll at least know कि कितने expected customers आ सकते हैं या आएंगे. Now this can also be applied to B2B. By default, figure out a way of you doing a day that you are engaging this. How does Amazon Prime Day work? How does Flipkart Big Billion Days work? Why can't you as a business have your own IP? Create your own IP that you want to create it. It doesn't matter how big or small you are. आप बोलोगे सर ये दिन हमारे लकी है, शुभ है, इस दिन मेरी मम्मी का जन्मदिन है तो मैं कर रहा हूँ. आपको आना है, एक्सक्लूसिव 15 कस्टमर्स के लिए ये हम कुछ रखेंगे ऑफर, उस दिन पे हमसे जो शॉप करेगा, that is what is engaging. Now that helps you spread your wings across other geographies that you may not even have tried to see. Maybe they'll just knock your door and say हाँ भाई क्या है बताओ. But you are using tactic of getting the customer in the door. That is your only goal that you essentially have. This moves on to the stage 3, which is your चमकाना. अभी आपके पास आ गया, अभी बेचने का बारी है. Now he's there in front of you, he or she. How do you ensure that the sale essentially happens? This goes into an ecosystem of saying this is an engagement, right, that we are basically again suggesting for B2C standpoint. So we just put an AI Pandit ji in this case. A lot of you wear gemstones and a lot of your customers wear it as well. By default, if you wanted to figure out what they wanted to buy from you, let's say they are not super clear, then figure out what their hooks are. Imagine how your top studs of jewelry are placed across, right? Similarly, your AI hooks have to be placed accordingly. Walk into a Raymond store if you can in the next 1 month, okay? As you walk into your Raymond store, you will see that there's an AI virtual stylist. That stylist will say, sir, आप कपड़े का थान उठाओ, फोटो लो, हम बताएंगे आप कैसे दिखोगे इसके अंदर. So once the user is in, they may not be able to envision how the jewelry will look on them or on their customer sets or someone else, which is where you start using AI to convert your deal. Whether you're using AI avatars that we showed, मैम आप फोटो लो, देखो कैसा लगेगा आप पे, आप अपना फेवरेट ड्रेस डालो, फेवरेट कलर की साड़ी डाल दो, फेवरेट कलर का आप सर शेरवानी डाल दो. I will show you how this will look on you. In fact, to a point that when we did this for Platinum Guild, in Platinum Guild the approach was accept me with my flaws. The pardon all the millennials and Gen Zs out here, if any of you are here. But the fact is, आज की शादी सिर्फ रिश्तों की नहीं होती है. आज की शादी होती है कि भाई मेरे में ये खामियां हैं, एक्सेप्ट करोगे तो शादी करते हैं, तो नहीं करेंगे. So the bot literally said, these are my anger issues, these are my pet peeves, these are my concerns that I have. If you're interested, let's continue. This is called a distraction strategy. You're taking the customer out of that ecosystem to get them to think something else, but bring them back and connect it back to the product that you have. So once the lady said, this is my flaw, and she sent it to the husband or to-be groom, whatever, he also said that, by the way, in case we need to get married, this is the ring I'm looking for. And because it was Platinum Guild, they obviously attached it to the top solitaire jewelers and essentially said, you can buy this from an Abharan or a Krishna Chetty or whoever else is connected to them. But the newer generation you're trying to target has to be tackled with a different space. They do not understand quality product as primary. They understand treatment, they understand service, they understand how they are basically engaging with you better. So this is what you need to do when you are setting up such campaigns. This is, for example, we just created a AI Guruji to talk about on how do you find the right gemstone. Now, this could have a lot of flip sides, so you have to deal with it carefully. This is designed with a very structured approach of what the typical approaches are by sun sign, but it's not by Vedic sun signs and so on. But it basically says, once you land into your store, can you talk to this AI Pandit ji? कम से कम वो वहाँ पे खेलेगा, पता करेगा कि क्या है, नहीं लेगा. But you have gotten that data. The AI Pandit ji is designed to get your date of birth, and anything else that I need to know about you, which I can reuse in the future. Did you know that you walked into our store 5 days back, and this is what we think is a perfect gemstone by our AI Pandit ji? Please note, meet your astrologer if you want the final thing, but this is a service in good offering. So this will basically get one engagement there. This is a sample copy of the same. I won't go into detail, but by now you have seen what is the possibility around it. And the final piece is the Tijori. To say that once you've gotten all these customers in, can you start getting them to invest more back with you? The entire gold schemes and everything else that you essentially want, and now with gold being where it is literally anybody who has any money in the stock market, they would have said, yaar, main shayad sone mein dalna chahiye tha. Can you convert that mindset today also to get them to get into this part? And this is where the final investment and loyalty programs come in. Now you can create a Mani Bhai, Sona Kaka or Hira Bhai, whatever you want to, right? We had already said कि AI avatar कैसे भी बना सकते हो. So with those AI avatars, and then you say आपका AI उपहार क्या है? See, I don't know how many of you are in that era, but पहले जब pizzas आए थे ना इंडिया में, सबके पास एक booklet मिलती थी, scratch करो, तो एक free breadstick मिलता था. Technically, you can still use the same strategy and give the user back something like this. Just like any of you follow cred. The more you confuse the customer, in some cases, it is better for you to get the data out of the customer. And the confusion is created by technical glitches like these, which are used to basically ensure the customer is with you in the journey. Yes, he will basically come back and tell you, ye kya kar rahe ho? But then at the end of it, if you still give him something back, he will still stay hooked to you. That is your only strategy on data that you will have to basically deploy. Now, this is a broad story of what you can collect as data points from a user. Now, if you are able to understand customer, family, past birthdays, preferences, anniversaries, spouse preferences, past anniversary gifts that you essentially have, your close friend, family wedding dates, शादी पे जा रहे हो नहीं जा रहे हो, your overall preferred metals that you essentially buy, do you have a newborn coming this year? And I won't go on to the whole thing, but and then an AI strategy for engagement. Either you will have to hire a marketeer and pay him 24 lakhs to do this job for you. And that you will not be able to get 100% achievement of the same, because he is not going to be able to, or she is not going to be able to get that data set. Your only approach in this to make all of this possible is to basically get an AI agent to start doing this job for you. And we have taken an approximation of how between the Pehchan, Tarashna, Chamkana and Tijori approaches, from a sample user base that you may essentially have, and if you target them right. So we are taking only 7%, 6%, 3% rate. If you look at the bottom numbers, which is your 1,941, and you look at your base number, it is not even 0.3% or 0.2%. And this is a horribly pessimistic data sheet. But if you basically are able to convert 5,000 customers at an average ticket size of 2 lakh rupees, I've taken 2 lakh, you can drop this number per se, you're still standing at that 125 crores. Anybody who disagrees with this table or thinks that those data points are wrong or they should not be targeted or is not feasible or not real? If there are no's, I'm assuming this is a yes. So the reality is that the only way to market way forward will be with AI, and with AI, with creative studios, with AI image gens, and with AI engagements, you will easily be able to get to this number. Sir, 125 नहीं करोगे, 10 तो करोगे, 10 तो करोगे ना? AI agent साल भर का आपको 12 लाख का पड़ता है approximately का. The cost of one person's salary is the cost of one AI agent, but this is what he or it can generate for you. It is about how you train it right. It's about the new assembly line. So this is a reality I wanted to give you guys today on where we stand. We have some exclusive offers for GJPC in this season. We won't go into this detail right now, but just fill up this form and give it back to us if any of you are interested. Specifically for the show and visitors or exhibitors who are here, if you fill this up, then we can basically reach out to you and tell you how you can engage the strategy better. The typical go live time on AI agents is about 2 weeks from whatever you try to do. So understanding what your need is and then figuring out what your goal is so that it can basically be targeted back to your customer base right in time for your April 30th if you want to get to that point. Questions? I am done with my presentation. Yes? Can you get him a mic?
Hi, I have 2 quick things to ask you.
Sure.
Basically, we work on rendering of jewelry a lot rather than the finished pieces to start with. Is it possible in your journey of the chatbot NLP that you just showed, we can have a rendering piece on the AI avatar? It gives a glimpse to the customer how the jewelry would actually appear if someone is wearing that before they make a decision of they want to go with a specific design.
So what we showed you here, right?
Yeah.
If the user had essentially said, okay, I want wedding jewelry in a budget range of 20 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 5 lakhs, the AI would automatically pick it from your SKU sheet. You have an inventory sheet, right?
Right.
You have to have an inventory, guys. You cannot work without that. It will package it from that. It will say, choose the unit that you want. And from that unit, tell me if you have a color-coded ecosystem. So it will also select whether you want a Navaratna or whether you want a Three Ratna or anything else around it. And then you can go into the avatar creation, which is what, so this is essentially created with that ecosystem itself. And in this, there are 5 things. It is not just the piece, it is the earring, it is the necklace, it is the rings as well that are possible. Or the previous one that I showed you. Give me a sec, let me see if I have this. So here we basically selected this, right? This is what Tamanna Bhatia is wearing from this piece.
Right.
So you select this piece. This can be the person. This doesn't need to be Tamanna. We just taken her as an example. But she can be replicated. Now again, multiple shots here are designed to show the jewelry because I need to show the jewelry.
Yes.
And some shots are with the face. So the stitching in happens with AI to ensure that AI and human along with product are synced together.
So if I have 30 or 40 hero category products in each of the usage, like from bangles to earrings with the avatar, I should be making around 70-80 presets of avatar and then using it for chatbot.
No, not avatars. See, avatar is a visualization.
Right.
Human version of the model that you want to use. The avatar can be your customer, the avatar can be your family member.
Okay.
The AI model is your product. Every product that you want to train, you'll have to create it as a AI model per se. So if you essentially had So there was one slide where I showed you about the outfits, right?
Right.
So if you walk into a W store today, 270 SKUs are trained on AI.
Okay.
So you can train up to how many ever SKUs you essentially want.
Second question I want to ask you quickly. We are using this IIJS app, and the entire 3D of this particular area can be seen on that app. If I have multiple stores and I want to guide my millennial audience, in which section of my store can they get this diamond ring? Can that be done on this part as well, integrated?
It's actually a non-AI thing. It's very simple. You basically create a geo map of your store, and it basically can be sent in that exact section. So if you walk into, not in India, but in Middle East, if you walk into a Lulu hypermarket or any of the Walmart or Amazons in the other regions, they are guided, so they can pinpoint and get into that space.
Cool. Thanks. Done from my side. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other questions? Sure. I hope this was useful for all of you then. If there is anything that you want us to know, I've given you the connects and contacts there. And adopt AI. It's the only way forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for such an insightful session. We enjoyed it thoroughly. Please give him a round of applause for the session. As a token of appreciation, I would now invite Mr. Rajat Wani, Regional Director, GJEPC, to please come and greet you. Thank you. Our next session, Retail Exports Through E-Commerce, is about to start soon. I request you please to stay seated and hang around back. Thank you. Good afternoon once again. We are excited to bring you today's session on retail exports through e-commerce, a crucial topic in today's globalized business environment. Our moderator for this session is Mr. Nitin Khandelwal, Director, RO Jaipur, GJEPC. With his deep industry knowledge and experience, so is perfectly suited to guide this session and help us navigate the complexities of retail exports in this digital era. Joining him on the panel are Mr. Saurabh Wadhwa, Manager, Business Development at eBay. With his expertise in e-commerce strategy and business development, Saurabh will share insights into how platforms like eBay enable retailers to expand their reach and access international markets. Lastly, we have Mr. Tej Desai, Business Development Manager at DHL Express India Private Limited. Tej brings a wealth of knowledge about logistics and global trade. His expertise in the complexities of shipping, customs, and international delivery will provide valuable insights into how e-commerce businesses will streamline their export operations. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Nitin Khandelwal to the stage. A round of applause, please.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Finella, for introducing. And again, coming back to Bangalore, it's a good idea that Bangalore, we did one seminar on e-commerce in one of the South Jewellery show once with, though less number of crowds, but we got very good leads and very good people who have started e-commerce business, and we got the crowd who were actually doing e-commerce, and they shared their views. So I have a small presentation. Before that, I would like to say that crowd is very less, but yes, I think it will be a very participative session, and e-commerce is what is, it is not a future, it is actually the present. So everybody is looking towards e-commerce. The way the policies are shaping up in the markets like US and other markets, the benefit can 100% accrue to India if India starts it, or if the people have started, then definitely they have to consolidate and they have to make more efforts to get this business. Why I am saying so? Because de minimis, okay. So why I am saying so? Because gems and jewelry is the most suitable product for cross-border e-commerce. When I am saying cross-border is beyond the boundaries of a country. So why it is an ideal product? Because it has a high value, low weight, and what benefit it gives in logistics, the shipping charges should be very less. But what all of us are facing is shipping charges are too much for shipping a jewelry product, because most of the airlines, most of the courier companies, what they are doing, they are categorizing it as a valuable cargo, and that difficulty is important, and which is a basic challenge for starting e-commerce, that how would I ship the product if I have to pay 10,000 rupees for shipping a single item to a buyer based out of any country. So we have solved that. As GJEPC, we have onboarded DHL, which is a German-based, a very big company. The introduction of the company and what DHL can offer to the council members, that will follow in a presentation given by the representative of DHL in later part. Coming back to the presentation, I would say that gems and jewelry has a strong demand. And why? Because India, everybody knows that India has a capability of making good quality products, because we have the intermediate products with us. Diamonds, 95% of the diamonds are cut and polished in India. So we have a very good supply of diamonds in India. Then color stones. Yes, we are having a very good supply of colored gemstones. We are manufacturing colored gemstones. So all these things coupled with a very good skilled craftsmanship across India, with various kind of styles, various kinds of designs, and the handmade and custom-made appeal. So all these makes gems and jewelry an ideal product for cross-border e-commerce, which is liked by the overseas population, which we have till now been indulged into selling to the brands, and those brands are selling it under their brand name and charging too much from the buyers. So if we do it directly, then definitely a lot of benefits can come to us. Why we were not doing it? I said logistics was an important challenge, and there are certain other challenges which almost we have sorted for all the exporters who are already doing it, and those who wants to do it for them as well. So I have already mentioned that, believe it or not, it's not just the future, it is the present. Why I am saying so? So if you go to the table, that table says that the market size of jewelry is 45.33 billion online, and it will be 130.86 billion, so almost 3x it will grow in another 10 years. So this is just a small estimation, but I think it will go beyond that, looking at what opportunities we have. These are certain things which we have solved for all the gems and jewelry exporters who wish to start their e-commerce journey. And if I would like to say which is the important one, so the important one is gems and jewelry can be exported under courier mode. So 1998 there was a regulation of courier where there was no restriction of sending gems and jewelry, but everybody was under an impression, all the stakeholders, whether it is exporters, whether it is custom officers or anybody, everybody was under an impression that courier sending the gems and jewelry in under courier mode is not allowed. So that is from there we started that we have to ease out the process of sending the shipments to the buyers. And courier mode is the only solution which is available to all our Indian exporters. So that was clarified in 2020. 28th of November, there was a notification which came, which clarified that, and post that there were certain other things. So if I would say that when I started 4 years back, how to ease this e-commerce, at that point of time, there were only 28 post offices. So this is another channel through which customer direct to consumer shipments can go. So only 28 post offices across India, and that too in the capital cities of all the states were operational, and they were taking the export goods. So from those 28 post offices to now 1,000 plus post offices across India are taking these goods, and people can ship it from the post offices. And that initiative is called Dakghar Niryat Kendra. So Dakghar Niryat Kendra is an initiative of India Post, which gives an exporter an opportunity to ship the goods through India Post to any part of the world with ease and very less cost. Another service which has started is ITPS, tracked. सबसे बड़ी problem जो थी, that problem was shipping हो गई, but buyer should also wanted to see what is the tracking of the parcel. So we have reached out to the India Post. We said that, okay, shipping is one part, then we need cost-effective shipping. Second. Third, tracked. Tracking should also be available so to the exporter, to the buyer. So they have already had a product which was ITPS, and then we pushed them to start in US, add more and more number of countries, so 15 to 38 now, and it is every day increasing. They are adding more and more number of cities. And you will be surprised what is the shipping cost of a 50-gram parcel, because the slabs starts from 50 grams, and then every 50 grams it gets added as per your requirement. Maximum parcel weight can be only up to 2 kgs. So 50 grams parcel to a country is as low as 280 rupees. So it will be very difficult for you to ship a 50-gram parcel or a document from this place to maybe Jaipur or Delhi in local. So 280 rupees में US में buyer के doorstep पे deliver हो जाता है, या US का charges 550 है, but there are other countries which starts from 280 rupees, highest is US 550. So ऐसे बहुत सारे changes होते चले गए, और उन सब changes के बाद now we are standing here with you that all these things have come up, and now you have the proper platform to start e-commerce business. So to start the e-commerce business, there are certain things. These are the following 7 steps, which I think most important ones. And everybody who has not started, they should look at it. 1, you have to do a research and do a product selection. You have to find your niche, what kind of product you will be dealing in. Based on your expertise, your kind of manufacturing, you have to identify what kind of product can be available, can you manufacture. And for this analysis, you can go to different websites. There are certain websites doing certain kind of products, selling certain kind of products in certain different markets. You can analyze what competitors are selling, what kind of designs are working. These websites generally give you number of pieces which get sold. So all these things you have to go and do your own research. Find your product, fine-tune your product, redesign if it requires. If you are only in the domestic market, you have to think of how you can make it better so that it has an appeal or it has a demand in international market. Once you are done with that, then choose your own platform, what you want to do. You have 2 things to do. 1, you can go to a marketplace. 2, you can have your own website. So both has different kind of advantages, disadvantages. If you want to go through a marketplace, they have a proper database of buyers who are already there on that marketplace, buying there, they are active. They trust the marketplace like eBay, Amazon, Etsy. So there are many other marketplaces in every places. So you can start with a marketplace and probably go to your own website or whatever strategy, because building on own website is again requires another kind of efforts and in terms of cost and in terms of your time. So you have to identify that. Once you are done with that, then you have to identify what kind of listings you have to create. You have to create a proper description, make a story out of it. Story sells, so do that. Once you have a good photographs, good pictures, good story, good description of your product, then you can think of payment and shipping. In case of marketplace, payment is generally taken care by a marketplace. They have an integrated online payment gateway service provider in that marketplace, which you can take advantage of. Soon we have a presentation after me by eBay, which is again a bigger marketplace. So Mr. Saurabh will explain you further on that, how they can help you in that. Once your payment are done, if you want to go through your own website, then definitely you have to think of what payment platform you want to take. So you have to find out that as well. Shipping is an important part. I think DHL will take in that part. That will help you to do your shipping once order is there with you. Another important thing is packaging, because packaging is important. That gives right now, if somebody are retailers, they know packaging has an important role in getting new sales, giving an experience to the consumer once he opens the product. And if somebody is in B2B, then they have to understand and they have to learn how they have to pack. International shipping, when you are shipping to the buyer, one important aspect which you need to take care is that your packaging should be sturdy enough but not has lot of weight, because जैसे ही weight बढ़ेगा वैसे ही shipping की cost बदल जाएगी. एक slab भी ऊपर गया तो आपकी cost change हो जाएगी, पता लगा 400-500 रुपए बढ़ गए. So वो देखना हमें बहुत ज़रूरी है कि sturdy भी हो, वहाँ तक product को पहुँचाए, and at the same time it should be less weight, gives good experience to the buyer. So एक combine करके packaging करनी पड़ेगी जो कि वो buyer तक पहुंच जाए सही तरीके से. Marketing and social media is again an important tool. So you have to do your marketings, Instagram, Pinterest, there are many websites. Through all these tools you have to use simultaneously to get more number of buyers onto you. Then there are certain promotions which you can do through marketplaces. So those are the promotions which can help you drive more buyers to your shop and get more sale out of it. And last but not the least is you have to launch your store, an online store. But at the same time, the important thing is you have to connect with your consumers. So जिसने एक बार buy कर लिया आपका product, you have to again reach out to them. Boss, how have you liked it? What is your feedback? What can I do for you next time? Because all these things gives you more result. A person who has already bought a good product and he is satisfied from your product, he can buy a more valued product next time. So जिसने शायद आज $300 का product खरीदा होगा आपसे, अगर वो satisfied है तो next time हो सकता है कि वो $2000 का भी खरीदेगा, हो सकता है अगली बार $5000 का खरीदेगा. So you are getting more value out of him, but that will happen only when you do a continuous interaction with those buyers. So that is an important thing which needs to be taken care. These are the GJPC initiative what we have done. So eBay we have done an MOU with them. So I'll not take much of your time. Saurabh ji is already there from eBay. He can take you through what benefit they can give. Again, DHL is again present there, so they can give you certain benefits, what benefits they can give you to you as a GJPC member. With ICICI Bank also we have an MOU wherein they help us in doing compliances, having eased compliances, and how it can be a paperless kind of compliance. So that tie-up we have with ICICI Bank. So all three things we have taken care of. So we have a marketplace. You can put your products on the marketplace, get order. Through their payment tie-up with Payoneer, you can get the payment. Once you have the order and payment with you, manufacture your product, ship it through DHL. Once you ship it through DHL, then you have to get the compliances done, do the compliances through ICICI Bank. There are other banks also who are doing it, but we have a tie-up with MOU with ICICI Bank, but you can do it with your bank as well. So this is it. And last but not the least, we have a help desk and outreach campaign. So whenever you are finding any difficulty or you want a question, you want an answer for your question, you can reach out to us. In all the regional offices, there are people who can help you in resolving your queries. If you want to do e-commerce or if you're already doing e-commerce, then probably they can understand your query and give you a suggestion or solution. So with this, I come to the last slide, which is what are the important things. So the important is give your time. E-commerce is a different business model wherein some of the people leaves it in between. Why? Because they think that I have to just do listings and certainly from the next day I will get the order. It is not like that. Laptop is your shop. You have to open it every day, do something, do some listings, do some corrections, connect with the buyers, respond to the buyers, send them some promotions, or you have to do all those things 8 hours a day at least. So you have to give your time. Money is not required, only time is required. Because जब सेल होगी तब खर्चा होगा. उससे पहले आपको सिर्फ टाइम देना है अपना. That is most and most important thing if you want to do an e-commerce. There are certain important days, Valentine Day, New Year, Christmas, उनके हिसाब से आप प्लानिंग कर सकते हैं. प्रमोशंस मैंने बोला आपको इम्पॉर्टेंट है, ये करना ज़रूरी है. रिपीट ऑर्डर्स के लिए आपको अच्छी स्टोरीज़ बनानी पड़ेंगी, बायर के साथ कनेक्ट रखना पड़ेगा. और इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट कोड मैंडेटरी है. तो अगर यहाँ पे कोई काउंसिल के मेंबर हैं तो उनको पता है व्हाट इज़ इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट कोड और उन्होंने लिया हुआ है, बिना उसके आप मेंबर नहीं बन सकते हैं काउंसिल के. सो IEC जो है वो मैंडेटरी है. आर रीजनल ऑफिसर्स कैन हेल्प यू इन टेकिंग इंपोर्ट एक्सपोर्ट कोड्स. आजकल 5 मिनट का काम है. अगर आपके पास सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स हैं, यू हैव टू अप्लाई ऑनलाइन and you get a import export code on your email in another 5-10 minutes. So it is as easy as doing a Paytm or UPI, just like that. So in the end, consistency is the key. So you have to give your time, be consistent, continuously work on it. Maybe if you give a reasonable amount of time, then definitely success will come your way. So at the end, GJPC is there to handhold you. So in the end, we will have a question and answer session. Before that, now I would like to hand over the stage to Mr. Saurabh Wadhwa, who is from eBay, and he will take you through his presentation and he will help you how you can use eBay as a tool to reach out to their buyer base, which is like 139 million, I think he may correct when he comes. So as I remember, 139 million active buyers are already buying on eBay platform. So how you can work on it, how you can reach out to those buyers with your products, that Mr. Saurabh can tell you. And online eBay is, or any e-commerce medium, is a way through which you can create your own brand, which is known internationally. So that is important. You have to work like that. How you can create your own brand, that Mr. Saurabh will take you through. Saurabh ji, please, over to you. Thank you.
So first of all, thank you, Nitin ji. I think Nitin ji has increased our buyer base with 5 million. It was 134 actually. So thank you. You have increased that buyer base initially. So thank you, Nitin ji, for inviting us. Thank you, GJPC team, for inviting us. And thank you all of you to be please part of this session so that we can give you more insights that how e-commerce world is changing and how you can be the part of e-commerce world. So let me introduce myself a brief on that. I am Saurabh Wadhwa. I am leading the jewelry acquisition for India, Southeast Asia and UAE region from eBay. So and what exactly we do and what we can offer you or what we can in the phase help you to grow your business, I'll cover that. I think in the 10-15 minutes, I'll show you how the global world looks like on the e-commerce world. So before going forward, I just say that how global look, and before that, I need to show one video of my top seller. She's, I think, selling from on eBay around 10 plus years, and looking at her journey, you will feel that how kind of business scale-up can be done on eBay.
My name is Hiral Parekh. We do jewelry manufacturing. My company name is Innov8, based out of Mumbai, Maharashtra. At the point when I joined, the industry was going through this transition phase. People were going from offline to online, and we needed to change with the industry. We started manufacturing online friendly pieces, I guess. eBay India has been great from the beginning. They've given us a lot of support, a lot of, hand holding, I guess, if you want to say. When we started, we had about 150 employees. Currently, we have about 250 employees. So without eBay, I'm sure there would be a big void in my company. It kind of was the base of everything for me. So I guess foundation is what I would say eBay is for me.
So you can, whatever you have heard from her also, because it's a journey, what she has started. I think if you can hear that, she has called out that he is also creating an employment for the people, like 350 people who is working for an e-commerce business. And I think 350 people for offline business is very also big. So if you can see how much people they are for the e-commerce business, that means how scale of the business is there on e-commerce. I think I cannot reveal the numbers, but $1 million plus business they are doing on a year basis. So coming on to our global numbers, how eBay has the visibility, how much eBay have the bandwidth where you can explore the world. If you talk about our buyer base, it is 134 million active buyer base we have right now. All of the countries, majorly from, obviously we talk about the gems and jewelry, the major buyer rate will be from US, but we have you have the buyer base from different countries like Germany, Australia, UK. There are multiple, I think 190 markets we cover. If you see that we are covering 190 markets right now where you can have the buyer base. And most interesting part is this, how our export business is coming from eBay. When you see this, you can see 48% of the revenue is coming from international sellers. That means 48% is the CBT world, that is cross-border trade, like India, China. These are the countries from where sellers are selling of the total revenue. So the scope is very high when you talk about overall scope of business on eBay as a e-commerce retail export. So this is the numbers, just a quick numbers. I just come to the next forward things which are more feasible for you to how you can start your journey on eBay. There are 3 things which eBay particularly does. When we talk about our relationship with you, is to do something like a partnership with you, because for example, I have a 134 million buyer base and I know there are gems and jewelry buyers already. You are making that product. I can come directly and I can sell it out. I will have some vendor, I'll just source each and everything. eBay is a multinational company, but we will not do anything. Because eBay from the start, it's a marketplace. It works as a partner with you. We have that online presence. We have an online mall where multiple buyers came. And we have a lot of categories. And on that, gems and jewelry is our very much focused category. So you create a shop. We will guide you how to do it. For example, when you are selling some of the big products, we will tell you how to list it so that you can have business out of it. So we will work as a business partner, because when you will earn, then eBay only will earn. So this is a win-win situation for both ends. If you are investing your time on that, we will be investing more time with you so that you can grow more your business on eBay. Second, which I have already covered, the scale. We are here to scale up your business because we generate economic opportunities for the sellers who are already being part of the domestic business, who have not tested the world of exports also, because offline exports is something different. But coming to online export, it's an easy channel, but it is difficult too. And how it is difficult, I'll also cover in the upcoming slides. Why eBay and how we will help you to grow. As I think Nitinji has been touched base on that, there will be like insights, because what we will do, we have 190 markets, you have the business coming from different countries, but how you'll get that business? First, we will give you the seasonal solutions. For example, what kind of product is selling? Like for example, if we have a demand at Diwali in India, but how kind of a demand we have in the Valentine Day in US, or maybe we have a demand at Christmas. So these kind of seasonal insulation with the product line. For example, we know 22 karat gold jewelry is like an emotion for Indian people, but that scenario is totally different for US buyers. They think jewelry as a fashion. So they prefer to buy 14 karat, 18 karat, not 22 karat. So these kinds of insights, like how you should portray your product on the platform, and second, which kind of product, because you have to come with the supply which is on the demand. If you are doing some kind of a product which is not in the demand, maybe you will not get results. But our team, because in this you can see what we will do, we will have a dedicated account manager support. That is a big thing. If you're coming on from US or on eBay, you'll not get the start of account management support. But from India, and we a GSC member, we are giving that opportunity to everyone that they can come up, and we will give you an account manager who will guide you step by step how to do or how to start your journey on eBay. There are very basic things to come on eBay. I think it will be like a very simple process where we can do online registration and all these things. You have to process 3 things. One, eBay registration. It's like a very simple process. You need to have 4 documents which is necessary. One is your GSTN. Second one is your IEC code. Third one is your AD code. And fourth one is your shipping thing. And if we talk about second, the Payoneer registration, that is the payment gateway you have, because you will be getting the orders in euro, dollars, pounds. They will be converting that into your bank account in INR. So how you do the Payoneer registration, you will add your bank account in this, do a simple KYC which requires your POI, proof of identity, proof of address, and what kind of firm you are in, private limited, partnership, sole proprietor, this kind of, and how to do with the process. My team will help you to how you can register on eBay and Payoneer so that your smooth onboarding can be done. After that, we are on the platform, we are registered on the platform. We are also having the payment gateway. We are happy to have the payments also. But how to ship the product? So we have eBay Global Shipping, where we have multiple partners who give you the shipping solution as well. DHL is also one of our partner over there, and we have UPS and other partners as well. So at the time of shipping, you can choose the right partner for you based on your product line as well. So now I come to the main part. I think this is the most important part from the gems and jewelry end. Selling an online product, for example, $10, it's very easy. $20 is very easy. But $2,000 is like a difficult thing, because person is sitting overseas and I am sitting in India. How can I have a trust? If I am a buyer, how should I buy from it? First, I have a trust of the platform, because eBay has been in the long years, but a seller is new. How I make a trust on the platform that how can I buy a $2,000 item? So what we have done in 2023, eBay, because for eBay gems and jewelry is the focus category. So what we have done, we have a tie-up with GI. So just come to on that part. This is called our Jewelry Authentication Program, which we have developed in 2023, but it started with only US region. Initially, only the US sellers can be the part of this program. In 2024, we got whitelisted for India as well. So there are multiple sellers from India right now also who is part of this program. So just to give you the brief, what it acts as a trust. When you are selling any of your product which is above $500, you have listed your product. When the product is sold, you will not ship directly to buyer. It will be shipped to the GI lab at California, Carlsbad. So what they will do, as you all know that GIA does diamond certification. They will not do certification. They will do verification. For example, whatever the product you have listed, if you have mentioned, for example, 14 karat gold, edge color, and what all the ingredients of your product, they will open a listing of yours and they will receive your product and they will match. If that everything is okay, that's called verification. If that verification passes on, then they will pack with again the product with the co-branded certificate of eBay and GIA, which will go to the buyer. So now buyer will not have any doubt in mind that my product is real or not, my diamond is not real or not, because they are also checking the gold weight, carat also. So this kind of verification they will do. And the good part of it, for example, what's your cost? You are making the product, that's your cost. You are shipping the product, that's your cost. After that, the verification cost, which GIA even though charge, that will be taken care by eBay. And from GIA lab to buyer place, the shipping cost will be bear by eBay. So you don't have to bear that cost. So this program is not for all right now. There will be some particular things there where we identify the seller, we whitelist the seller for this particular program. I think when we meet offline, because one of my team members is also here, he looks out for the strategic acquisition only, pan-India, even though mainly from the south and north region. So whenever you connecting offline, we can guide you that how you can be the part of this program, because this program will help you to get more trust, more result. Because people are nowadays looking for a more trustable thing. I'm a buyer, I'll be very skeptical when I'm buying online, because maybe the product will come wrong. So here, buyer will be safeguarded. Now, how seller will be safeguarded? Because you also have a doubt in mind that if I am selling this kind of high value product, if product will reach to the buyer, he will do something and give back to me. Then I'll also be in loss. But that is also not the case. If it has gone through GIS center, if still buyer feels like that I didn't like the product, or he says I don't need anymore, so that product he cannot ship directly to you. He will ship back to GIA. They will re-verify that the product which has gone, it is the same or not. So after that, GIA will transferring to you. So both the parties, if you can say seller and the buyer, both are in a safe place, both are in a more trustable environment where they can have reliability of this product, where they can have more trust on this product before buying. And to be very honest, people are very hesitant if we talk about high value items, but this thing will remove that hesitant anytime. Because I am very much protected as a seller, I am very much protected as a buyer as well. So I think Nitinji has already highlighted this. So we already have an IMO design with GJPC. So there are offers which are particularly we are offering to GJPC members. I'll just show you that. This is 3 months basic store subscription. What is this basic store? When you open your ID on eBay, when you start listing the products, it has cost to it, 0.35 cent per listing. But when you have this store with you, you have 1,000 listings free for the month. And second part to it, how do you do promotions? Because that's the main key feature. Because you are coming onto the online platform and you are listing your product, how you will get the buyers? How do you do the promotions? For example, there are multiple options of promotions. For example, 10% off, buy one, get one free, buy a $500 item, get $100 off. The coded coupons, for example, some as a buyer who is already a buyer, who is buying from you long time, so you feel like give him the more privilege. For example, if he has bought some buy ID, so directly you can send out the coupon. If for the next purchase you have this service available with us. So these kind of all promotions you can do through Snow. It costs $27.95, approximately $30 per month. But for the first 3 months, it will be totally free for you if you are a GJPC member. So this is a service which we are giving as initially, because like any business, if you are opening a shop offline also, there is some rent you have to pay. But initial 3 months rent, because you need to create the base, that we will take care of. So this kind of service we will give you. Coming to my last slide only, that is thank you, but I'll not be thank you before leaving with the three things, I think. Nitinji has already stolen my points, I must say. So if you are coming online, there are things required which is very particular. Like you need to have the photography with you. If I don't have the good photography, I can't come online. Because offline, when I go offline showroom, I see the product from all wares around. Like buyer also have that curiosity when he is buying online. So if you have different angles, at least 6 angles. My sellers who are the top sellers who do from 12 angles also, they also do the videography as well. So we suggest you to have at least 6 angles, even though you can create a video which you can put so that he or she can see all around the things. So that's the main thing when you are coming on the platform. Second, your item description. You should be very ready with the things, whatever the product you are listing, you are be very clear so that you don't have the complicity later on. Maybe your product gets sold, but after that you say, oh, this is the wrong product which we have listed. We don't have this stock. We have put something else. So your description should be very accurate because that will help you not to create bad buyer experience. And if there is a bad buyer experience on eBay, it will be hampering your business on eBay because when you know we are a trusted platform from last around 30 years. So why we have created that trust? Because we have a buyer base and we can't see that our buyers are unhappy. Even though offline of your business as well, you can't see your buyers unhappy. So you have to be very cautious while listing. So you should list the accurate things so that no complaint can come. And obviously you will not create the bad buyer experience. These are the basic things which is required with the documentation because obviously you need a documentation to register, that is GSTN, IC and AD code. The topmost and the important point, that is time. I think this business looks very fascinating. When I'm speaking, right, you will feel like it's everything, there is no cost involved, you come online, sell online, very easy, people will help you to guide, everything is there. It's not that easy because it's a time-bound business. It is a 24/7 business. You will have the buyer queries anytime. And if it is how fast you have to solve the queries, you have to list your product, you have to portray your product, you have to do different marketings that how to scale the business. Because doing a listing on eBay will not give you the result. Doing a right listing on eBay will give you the result. So these kind of things, we will help you. But at the end of the day, you have to do this thing. We will be the guider, but execution is from your end. If you are doing the right execution, you will get the results. But that will be time taking because you will create the trust level, you will create the feedback from buyer. One day, obviously, in coming year, 2 years, there are sellers who have grown to $1 million business in 1 year. There are sellers who have grown to $1 million in 5 years. There are sellers who have grown to $1 million business in 10 years. And there are sellers who have wiped off their business in 1 year. Because might be they are not that concentrated on this. This is a time concentrated business. So whenever you are planning to go for it, please have these things with you because it will be very easy for us also to help you then. And for you also, because whenever you are starting any new venture, you want to see the growth. And if it is not coming, you will not be liking it. Even though when we are investing our time with you, we will be also in that way that you will grow and we also will grow after that with you. So this is all about eBay, and I'm happy to take questions at the end because I think Tej will cover from DHL end. And we are here also. My team, from my team, Akash is also here. He looks out for the strategic execution. If you want to have your onboarding done after the show, he'll be more happy to guide you for that. Thank you everyone.
So, first of all, good evening, everyone. Thank you for being present here today. And thank you, Nitinji, for providing DHL the opportunity to be part of another IIJS show. We have successfully done 2 seminars in Bombay beginning of this year, and that's where we signed the MOU with GJEPC. The whole purpose of signing the MOU with GJEPC is that we facilitate the members of the trade with the best shipping solution for exporting your fine jewelry shipment through DHL Express. So, not taking further time on this, I'll start with my presentation. So, I'll cover the basic agenda today. So, we'll see what is the custom notification first. So, for everybody's understanding, are you all comfortable with Hindi and English both? I'll keep switching between Hindi and English both, right? Okay, great. So, what is the custom notification? Basically, we will talk about that. There is a lot of air about can I ship my product into courier mode. मैं एक ही particular value तक product को ship कर सकता हूँ, उससे ज़्यादा नहीं कर सकता हूँ. So all those query will be sorted today. Then what are the trends in e-commerce? Saurabh has already explained you multiple trends and especially what eBay is doing. But then why you should ship on e-commerce? Ease of doing business through courier export. So हम लोग जो इंडिया से कोई भी एक्सपोर्ट होता है वो दो तरीके से होता है. एक होता है कार्गो, एक होता है कुरियर. राइट? सो कार्गो और कुरियर का डिफरेंस क्या है वो भी हम आज देखेंगे. एंड आफ्टर दैट विल लुक एट DHL का क्या बेनिफिट है. सो हम देखेंगे कि क्या नोटिफिकेशन है, ई कॉमर्स पे क्यों करना चाहिए, आपका कितना ईज ऑफ बिजनेस है, एंड एट द सेम टाइम विल लुक दैट DHL आपको क्या क्या फैसिलिटी प्रोवाइड कर सकता है. एंड ECCS में आप जब एक्सपोर्ट करोगे सो उसका फास्ट क्लियरेंस कैसे आपको हेल्प करेगा. राइट? सो दिस इज द नोटिफिकेशन. देयर आर 3 नोटिफिकेशन फॉर कुरियर एक्सपोर्ट. जो सबसे पहला नोटिफिकेशन इशू हुआ था वो था 2022 में एंड द लास्ट वन वाज इन 2023. बेसिकली ये क्या कहता है दैट आप चैप्टर 7113 मतलब जो फाइन ज्वेलरी है और चैप्टर 7117 जो इमिटेशन ज्वेलरी है वो आप कुरियर से एक्सपोर्ट कर सकते हो. आप री इम्पोर्ट भी कर सकते हो जो लास्ट नोटिफिकेशन क्लैरिफाई करता है. वी विल लुक इट टू ऑल इनटू डिटेल बट दिस इज जस्ट टू टेल यू दैट एज पर द नोटिफिकेशन यू कैन लीगली कॉम्प्लायंटली थ्रू कस्टम्स एक्सपोर्ट योर ज्वेलरी आउट ऑफ इंडिया. Right? So if you look at the trends, by 2026, overall e-commerce export will be 8.1 trillion USD. Right? This is 3x of the number which was there in 2018. So in less than 10 years, the growth will be 3x times. Right? At the same time, it is growing at almost 13% if you look at the numbers. Now we will see that अगर हम सब ने experience किया है, if I am on the other side of the table, I am selling the product, but when I am purchasing it, आपने खुद देखा रहा है that post pandemic आपका e-commerce purchase बढ़ गया है. कोई भी product में, कोई भी आप either quick commerce की बात कर ले आज के तारीख में, या even we look at our regular purchase where we purchase clothes, we purchase other things for house, it is all going through e-commerce, right? So अगर आप trend देखेंगे पोस्ट पैंडेमिक इन स्टोर जो है बेसिकली इन स्टोर में 47% परचेज हो रहा था बट एट द सेम टाइम वो डिक्लाइन हो गया है बाय 50% एंड द थिंग्स हैव मूव्ड. सो दिस इज जस्ट टू टेल यू फर्दर दैट इट इज़ नॉट ओनली ऑन द वेबसाइट, यू नीड टू हैव योर own store, own e-commerce platform, as well as at the same time it is not only the website, you create your own apps as well on iOS and Android etc. So where the consumers are trying to purchase. So if you look at it, both PC, tablet and mobile, all the threes have grown with a number which is shown here, right? So almost by 40-45% average, the buying on online platform has increased. At the same time, it is decreased by 50% in store. So what does it say? It says that you need to start selling online now. It's the time, right? Now अभी पहली चीज़ बेसिक्स आर नेवर बेसिक. तो बेसिक देख लेते हैं आपको क्या चाहिए एक्सपोर्ट करने के लिए. नितिन जी ने ये कवर किया है, सौरभ ने भी कवर किया है. बट द फर्स्ट थिंग मैंडेटरी इज GSTN. आई विल अज्यूम दैट एनीबडी हु डज द बिजनेस एटलीस्ट हैज अ GSTN नंबर रजिस्टर्ड, राइट? द नेक्स्ट विच इज रिक्वायर्ड इज IEC. So you require import-export certificate. This takes less than 1 week's time to generate, much lesser than that, and the cost is also less than 1,000. In case if you require any help if you're not exporting as of moment and you want to start exporting, you can get in touch with us. We have the entire ecosystem around the e-commerce where we have different players who can help you to start the business from scratch. So if you don't have website, we'll help you to build a website. If you don't have documentation, we'll help you to get the documentation. We'll help you with different marketing agency which can help you to promote your products. We have tie-up with different marketplaces like Amazon, eBay, multiple others, where we can help you to list your product on the multiple other marketplaces. And coming at the end, as Nitinji mentioned about ICICI Bank, so at the time of the last leg or the last piece of the puzzle is closing your remittance, the one which comes in. So starting the entire loop, we have the multiple ecosystem partner who can help you to build the business. And the last one is bank account and AD code. So AD code is mandatory. You cannot ship without AD code. The customs do not allow you to export a commercial shipment without AD code. अभी CSB5 क्या है? What is CSB5? CSB5 is nothing but it is a type of shipping bill copy. शिपिंग बिल क्या होता है? जब भी आप कोई भी प्रोडक्ट इंडिया से एक्सपोर्ट करते हो तो एक होता है आपका खुद का इनवॉइस, एक होता है आप जो लॉजिस्टिक्स प्रोवाइडर से एक्सपोर्ट करोगे उनका एक एयरवे बिल निकलता है. ये दो चीज़ डजंट सर्टिफाई दैट आपने प्रोडक्ट इंडिया के बाहर भेजा है. ये तो मैं खुद भी बना सकता हूँ और रख सकता हूँ प्रोडक्ट. शिपिंग बिल कॉपी इज द प्रूफ ऑफ एक्सपोर्टिंग आउट ऑफ इंडिया विच इज गिवन बाय कस्टम्स ऑफ इंडिया. So shipping bill copy is mandatory to prove that you have exported XYZ product at a particular value. आपके जो भी invoice में detail रहता है, that is all covered in shipping bill copy. We'll see a sample copy of shipping bill as well, right? So courier shipping bill 5 is the way of shipping the product out of India. अभी हम जो भी screen पे देख रहे हैं, this is courier mode in CSB 4. तो अलग अलग नंबर है. CSB 4 में क्या होता है? आपके जो भी samples document है, वो सारा CSB 4 में जाता है. जहाँ पे भी आपका कोई भी रेमिटेंस इनवर्ट नहीं आने वाला है. सो देर इज नो GST बेनिफिट, देर इज नो गवर्नमेंट बेनिफिट. एट द सेम टाइम इफ यू लुक एट इट, देर इज कार्गो मोड ऑफ एक्सपोर्ट. यहाँ पे क्या होता है? आपका क्लियरेंस टाइम ज़्यादा है, टाइम फ्रेम थोड़ा लंबा होता है बिकॉज इट इज़ क्लियर्ड इन कार्गो. यहाँ पे हाई वैल्यू शिपमेंट रहता है, डॉक्यूमेंटेशन इज ऑल्सो लिटिल हाई एंड मोर पेपर वर्क रिक्वायर्ड रहता है. इसमें आपको सारे गवर्नमेंट बेनिफिट, GST बेनिफिट मिलता है. नाउ व्हाट हैज हैपेंड दैट यहाँ पे जब भी आप शिपमेंट देते हो, आपने मान लीजिए DHL को शिपमेंट मॉर्निंग में दिया बेंगलोर में, by the next day morning your shipment will be somewhere in Middle East, somewhere in Europe. It is already in transit, right? आपका shipment same night को निकल जाता है इंडिया से बाहर. अगर आपने सिमिलरली मॉर्निंग में शिपमेंट दिया, प्रॉबली मंडे दिया, तो ट्यूसडे या वेडनेसडे तक इंडिया से बाहर जाएगा. इट टेक्स अराउंड 24 to 48 hours to clear the shipment in cargo. Now budding exporters or N2 exporters like you want to take the benefit of both, and this was noted by customs. So the solution came, which is CSB 5. Okay, so what is CSB 5? CSB 5 helps you to get best of both the worlds. Okay, यहाँ पे आपका faster transit time है, simple paperwork. You just require a proper export invoice copy and an airway bill which is given by the shipping provider, right? Nothing else. दो डॉक्यूमेंट से आपका शिपमेंट कमर्शियली एक्सपोर्ट होता है जिसमें आपको शिपिंग बिल मिलता है. कॉम्प्लाइंट है. आपको अगर GST रिफंड क्लेम करना है, आप GST रिफंड क्लेम कर सकते हो. और गवर्नमेंट बेनिफिट अभी गवर्नमेंट ने नोटिफिकेशन दिया है, सो सून यू विल स्टार्ट गेटिंग द गवर्नमेंट बेनिफिट इन कुरियर एज वेल. सो यहाँ पे क्या होता है, फॉर ई-कॉमर्स प्लेयर, लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ आई एम एक्सपोर्टिंग अ गुड वर्थ ₹10 crore, माई बायर विल नो दैट इट विल टेक एटलीस्ट अ वीक टाइम इवन इफ इट इज कमिंग बाई एयर. बट इफ आई एम शिपिंग अ प्रोडक्ट लेट्स से वर्थ $500, right? And if I am buying it, if I am somewhere in US और मैं अगर प्रोडक्ट परचेज कर रहा हूँ, my expectation will be that probably I want the product as soon as possible. अगर आपका लीड टाइम अपने कस्टमाइज प्रोडक्ट है और लीड टाइम इज समवेयर बिटवीन 5 to 7 days, आई कैन नॉट वेट फॉर अनदर 15 days टू शिप द प्रोडक्ट. मतलब मैं अगर आज ऑर्डर प्लेस कर रहा हूँ फॉर अ रिंग, if I am waiting for 25 days, there are a lot of emotional value connected to all this product which you are selling online, right? I may not buy it, and that is what the survey says, that the longer transit time to ship the product into your buyer's hand, chances are that your cart will be left unpaid. मतलब आपका कार्ट में सामान ऐसे ही रह जाएगा बिकॉज आप कार्ट के एंड में दिखाओगे कि इतने दिन लगेंगे शिपिंग में. एट द सेम टाइम इफ यू से दैट यू आर गोइंग टू गिव एक्सप्रेस सर्विस वेयर योर प्रोडक्ट विल बी गिवन इन योर बायर्स हैंड विद इन 10 days, you're definitely, your cart size won't be left unattended. Secondly, there will be higher cart value as well. So this is what the research says. और ये particular mode में you'll be able to get all this benefit. Now we will look at why DHL Express. हमने आपको बैकग्राउंड तो समझा दिया कि व्हाट इज़ द बेनिफिट ऑफ शिपिंग थ्रू CSB 5, आपको क्या डॉक्यूमेंट्स चाहिए, व्हाट ऑल डिटेल्स आर रिक्वायर्ड, राइट? So if you look at it, we are the most international company in the world. We have the largest logistics share in the world as we speak, as well as in India. We are available in 220 countries. There are more than 2,400 flights. So we have our own plane, freighter जो बोलते हैं. We have our own plane which takes off across the world as we speak. There are flights taking off from Bangalore as well. We have 22 global and regional hubs, 40,000 vehicles, and we move around 30 crore shipments annually. I mean, at the same time, if you look at the India capability, the clearance is done by DHL Express itself. Okay, so पहली चीज़ है कि अच्छा DHL shipment लेके जाएगा, clearance कौन करेगा? Clearance भी DHL खुद करेगा, right? कहाँ पे होगा? बैंगलोर में ही होगा. So बैंगलोर का हमारा जो बैंगलोर एयरपोर्ट पे हमारा जो गेटवे है, it's the state of the art gateway. It is the largest courier gateway available anywhere in India. Okay, by any other service provider as well. It's one of the largest gateway which is there across the India. And we have daily 6, weekly 16 flights going off from Bangalore. So अगर कभी आप बैंगलोर एयरपोर्ट से आ रहे हो, if fortunately unfortunately आपको दिख जाएगा DHL का फ्लाइट, वहाँ पे खड़ा रहेगा येलो कलर का, right? So we have our flight landing and taking off from Bangalore every day, 6 times in a week. Now if you look at it, GNGA as a product, हम कहाँ एक्सपोर्ट कर सकते हैं? So these are the overall 40 countries where we are exporting as per the different region. So if you look at it, all the major destinations like USA, Canada, Singapore, Thailand, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, major countries in Europe, as well as in Middle East, UAE, Kuwait, South Africa itself, etc. We are available in all this country. So in all these 40 countries, you are able to export your fine jewelry shipment from India. So what we are offering for you today, it's a one-stop solution. Door-to-door service, you don't have to hire a different clearance broker or clearance agent to clear your shipment. You don't have to give separate paperwork to clear the shipment. Customs ka jo bhi hai, it will be cleared by DHL itself. So DHL will be your representative in the custom. Agar kuch bhi query hai, we'll try to resolve. In case if we don't have the answer, our service agent will get in touch with you. हम उसको custom service agent बोलते हैं. They will get in touch with you. They will coordinate between customs and you. So Bangalore में ही shipment clear होगा, but it is not that you will have to go and talk to customs until unless customs calls for, right? Second, it's a one single contract. पूरा साल एक contract चलता है. You don't have to give different type of rates at different time. It is all in INR, nothing in USD. It doesn't impact with the currency fluctuation. आपको एक बार अगर rate starting of the year मिल गया है, it will last till 31st December of the same year. Again, custom clearance at both origin. माने इंडिया में और आपका destination में जहाँ पे भी जा रहा है, it is managed by DHL. So इंडिया में तो हम ही clear करेंगे, but destination में आपके कंसाइनी को नहीं करना है. Everything is managed by DHL itself. Safety and security. So we understand the criticality of the product, the sensitivity of this product. It's a fine jewelry shipment. It could be of platinum, gold, or it could be heavy silver as well, with diamond, with color stone, etc. So what we have done is it's the first mile secured vehicle. So there's a guarded vehicle with a gunman, courier, driver, 3-manned vehicle dedicated for DHL, coming to your doorstep, picking up your shipment from your premises, taking to our service center. We do whatever logistics is required. We clear the shipment and we ship it to the destination and deliver to your consignee's hand. We move the shipment through our own freighter from Bangalore. So it is all in network. We are not dependent on any other network itself. And the most important is the value-added services. So looking at the product, DHL is one of the service provider or one of the few service provider who provides 24/7 customer service. Now आप बोलोगे 24/7 का क्या काम है? मैं 12 बजे किसको फ़ोन करने वाला हूँ, right? Have you ever called at 1 o'clock in night to any customer service that मेरा AC बिगड़ गया, TV बिगड़ गया? नहीं. But when it comes to cross-border trade, I'm sorry, but you may have to call. Saurabh has touched that point. Probably you are awake in night because your customer is calling. It's 12 o'clock in the afternoon in US. He has not received his product or she has not received her product, and she is calling you, where is my product? और आपके पास एक dedicated account manager रहेगा. We have our DHL team today over here, but probably he's also sleeping or she's also sleeping, being human, right? Just like everyone else. but you require the answer to give it to your customer back in US, because if you tell him that it's night over in India and I won't answer it, probably he may not purchase you from again. So you call up the customer service, they will answer. Secondly, at 1 o'clock at night, if I expect Hindi ke liye ek, Angrezi ke liye do, that is not appreciated. But you call up right now, I can give you the number and somebody will directly answer the call, right? But when it comes to G&J again, there is a dedicated hotline number managed by one single person, at night managed by other person again, right? So ऐसा नहीं है कि आज तेज ने फ़ोन उठाया, कल प्रॉब्ली रोहिन ने या सुजय ने उठाया, ऐसा नहीं है. आप जब ये नंबर पे कॉल करेंगे, आपका डेडिकेटेड एक ही पर्सन रहेगा who will manage all your shipment and also proactively. So इसमें क्या होता है that your customer is not calling you. We are telling that XYZ रीज़न की वजह से आपके कस्टमर को शिपमेंट नहीं मिला है. प्रॉब्ली उन्होंने कोई क्लियरेंस के लिए डॉक्यूमेंटेशन रिक्वायर्ड था, दिया नहीं है. मान लीजिए वहाँ पे ड्यूटी और उन्होंने पे नहीं किया है फॉर वट एवर रीज़न, बट विल प्रोएक्टिवली टेल यू दैट आपको वो कैसे आपके कंसाइनी को प्रोडक्ट एज सुन एज पॉसिबल मिल सकता है. एंड दी अदर थिंग इज शिपमेंट वैल्यू प्रोटेक्शन. ओवर हियर वी गिव दी फर्दर फाइनेंशियल एक्सटेंडेड लायबिलिटी टू योर प्रोडक्ट. And it's state of the art. We cover your export invoice value, your freight, in case if any other duties and taxes which are charged at destination, in case of your shipment is lost or damaged or anything. So there's an additional premium which you pay to that, but it's at a very low cost. And the experience which our customers across the India where they are trading gems and jewelry product as we speak, it's a feedback from them. Now, the important thing is this is the module, right? दिखने में बहुत कमरसम लग रहा है, बट ईजी है. नाउ दिस इज ऑल द डेटा विच इज रिक्वायर्ड बाय DHL. नो, दिस इज ऑल द डेटा विच इज रिक्वायर्ड बाय कस्टम्स, एंड दैट इज वॉट यू आर गोइंग टू गिव. So it is not that you are giving me A and I'll interpret as B and I'll file that particular thing as C in the customs. आप जो डेटा यहाँ पे फिलअप कर रहे हो आपके प्रोडक्ट का, आपका सारा डेटा वहाँ पे मिल जाएगा. So if you are an e-commerce exporter, you have to declare that you are an e-commerce exporter and you have to ship the product. This is all the mandatory field which is required by customs and you have to fill it up. As well at the same time you have to give all the details like what is the purity of the gold, what is the jewelry weight, if it is studded or not, if it is studded, what is the purity of the diamond or the color stone, etc. This is all required by the customs, and whatever you fill, my clearance team will further fill it up into the ECCS system. Express Cargo Clearance Service, which is the courier mode as we say. So वहाँ पे आपका सारा डेटा जाएगा, right? Now this is for e-commerce. But मान लीजिए आप B2B स्पेस में हैं, आप सिर्फ रिटेल ट्रेड कर रहे हो और आप 10 करोड़ 20 करोड़ के शायद से प्रोडक्ट एक्सपोर्ट कर दोगे या 50 लाख के भी करते रहोगे. बट देयर आर मैनी अ टाइम्स वेयर यू सेंड अ पेड सैम्पल्स और यू सेंड अ सैम्पल विच इज गोना बी पेड लेटर ऑन विद द अदर कमर्शियल शिपमेंट, राइट? एंड देयर आर 5 रिंग्स एंड इट इज़ हार्डली 1 लाख और 2 लाख रुपीज़, राइट? तो अगर आपका नॉन ई कॉमर्स भी है तो आप ये मॉडल में एक्सपोर्ट कर सकते हो. नॉन ई कॉमर्स में क्या होगा, बिफोर दिस यू हैव टू जस्ट से दैट इट्स अ नॉन ई कॉमर्स एंड ऑल दिस डेटा फील्ड विल बी रिडंडेंट. आपको ये डेटा फील्ड फिलअप करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है इन केस इफ इज नॉन ई कॉमर्स. सो फर्दर सिंप्लीफाई हो जाएगा. तो अगर आप किसी आपके बिजनेसेस को या वहाँ के रिटेल स्टोर में भी भेजना चाहते हो प्रोडक्ट अप टू वैल्यू 10 लाख रुपीज़, एज पर कस्टम द वैल्यू इज लिमिटेड टू 10 लाख रुपीज़ ओनली. नाउ दिस इज वॉट योर पेपर वर्क फ्रॉम DHL टूल लुक्स लाइक. तो आपने वो डेटा फिलअप किया, यहाँ पे आपने जो डेटा फिलअप किया, in the paperwork it comes like this. So on the left hand side what you see is the called airwaybill copy जो आपके प्रोडक्ट पे लगता है, right? And on the right hand side is the export invoice. This is also system generated, but in case if you want to use your own export invoice you can use it, but our tool provides you export invoice as well, and you can retrieve all the invoices for 90 days whatever you have made through our tool, right? डिटेल में देखते तो कैसा दिखता है. यहाँ पे आपका अगर आप देखोगे तो यहाँ पे आपका कस्टम वैल्यू लिखा रहता है. वी डू नॉट मेंशन द कंटेंट ऑन द एयरवेबल कॉपी. द रीजन बिंग इज टू बिकॉज द सेंसिटिविटी ऑफ द प्रोडक्ट हम बोलते हैं सीधी अटैच इनवॉइस, बिकॉज क्या द शिपमेंट मूव्स थ्रू मल्टीपल हैंड्स. एज लॉन्ग एज द सिस्टम इज इंटीग्रेटेड, आर एम्प्लॉयज आर एज इंटीग्रेटेड एज दे कैन बी, बट still to protect it from any sort of theft or any pilferage, we don't mention it. And if you look at it, it's a little bit unclear, but if you can read it, diamond cut, diamond clarity, color, what is the carat of the diamond, it is all mentioned in the invoice which will be going to customs, right? Now आपने बनाया DHL के टूल में आपका प्रोडक्ट, पेपर वर्क वैसे निकला. Now if you look at it, This is what the shipping bill copy looks like. So ये courier का shipping bill copy है. Now what happens over here? This अभी तक आपने जो भी किया ये आपके एंड से किया. यहाँ पे ये प्रूव करेगा कि आपने प्रोडक्ट आपका शिप किया है इंडिया के बाहर. यहाँ पे obviously to hide the details, all the details of the exporter is hidden to keep the confidentiality. But यहाँ पे आपका सारा details आ जाएगा. Who is the consigner, who is the consignee, आपका नंबर क्या है, शिपिंग बिल नंबर, आपका GST डिटेल्स क्या है, सब कुछ यहाँ पे मेंशन किया रहेगा. Now if you look at it, आपने जो e-commerce एज अ yes डिक्लेयर किया है वो शिपिंग बिल में यहाँ पे दिखता है. एट द सेम टाइम सारे जो डिटेल्स थे आपने जो फिलअप किए थे वो शिपिंग बिल कॉपी में दिखते हैं. What is the purity of the gold between 6 to 24? What is the, if it is diamond, yes. What is the cut? What is the clarity? What is the color, etc. So everything is mentioned. And that is what you had filled up in your tool from your end has gone to the custom shipping bill copy. So it is all clear. You don't need to worry that my declarations will be misdeclared or something like that. And this is available in 24 hours the moment your shipment is shipped out of India. ये document कहाँ से मिलेगा? सो आइसगेट करके जो कस्टम का वेबसाइट है वो वेबसाइट में ये अवेलेबल रहता है. हावेवर जो आपने टूल देखा था जहाँ पे आपको डिटेल्स फिलअप करना है, फॉर 90 days द शिपिंग बिल कॉपी इज ऑल्सो गिवन बाय DHL इन योर टूल itself. So one tool which caters to all your requirement. You don't have to go here and there to get your documents which is required. So at the end, if we look at summary, it's door-to-door export with hassle-free shipment handover, in-house clearance at origin and destination, obviously reduction in custom clearance costs. So for gems and jewelry export, we are not charging any export clearance charges to the customers. So whatever you get, my team will discuss the rates, everything with you once you want to open the account. But there is no clearance charges. It is end-to-end freight shipment cost, which is given to you. And as I said, it remains as is for the entire year. Guarded first mile pickup and transport, superior transit time. So just to tell you, if you want to ship a product from Bangalore to USA, it takes about 3 to 4 days, max to max, from picking up from your door in Bangalore to delivering to your doorstep of your consignee or your customer. Between 3 to 4 days, आपका product उनके हाथ में मिल जाएगा. If you have shipped on a Monday morning, your customer will get the product in hand by Wednesday or latest by Thursday. In case there is no custom query raised, and in ECCS everything goes through the online system only. We have not seen any time lag or time delay in that. One-stop solution for all the GJEPC member with the special discounted rate. So the MOU which is signed by DHL and GJEPC helps all of the members of GJEPC to get special discounted rate. We don't give the absolute number in the public forum, but when you are discussing with my team, you just have to tell them you are GJEPC member, show them your GJEPC membership, and they'll give you a discount. The discount is as good as that if you are not a member, and if you are shipping approximately 200 shipments a month, I give you a discount. The discount bases on the volume which you trade with DHL. You will get the same discount even if you ship 2 products in a month. So that is the benefit as a member you get with DHL Express, and value-added service like shipment value protection, etc. Further on, if you want more value-added services like duty tax is paid, basically आपका shipment जाता है और destination पे कुछ duty लगता है. If you want that duties to be billed back in India, you don't have to prepay it. You can bill back in India in INR. US dollar में रहेगा, Germany में गया, Euro में रहेगा, probably in dirham in Dubai. You don't have to pay in any other currency. It will be all billed back as per the actual exchange rate, and it will be billed back to you. You have to pay that to DHL India. So to your customer, it is end-to-end facility without any delay. आपके कस्टमर को वन स्टॉप सोल्यूशन मिल रहा है. अभी आपको शायद से ये भी डाउट आएगा कि मुझे नहीं पता वहाँ पे क्या ड्यूटी लग सकता है. So we have a tool for that as well, which is called MyGTS, which gives you the entire end-to-end costing. If you just put your invoice value, अगर आपके पास DHL का अकाउंट है, आप फ्रेट वैल्यू खुद डाल दीजिए, आपको टोटल कॉस्टिंग दिखा देगा कि डेस्टिनेशन में क्या ड्यूटी लगेगा वगैरह वगैरह. So that is all covered in the tool, and that tool is also for free of cost completely. So this is our team. I am Tej Desai. I handle the gems and jewelry business pan India. We have Sujay Raj, who heads sales for Bangalore. We have Rohin Thomas, who heads the business development for entire South region from Hyderabad to Chennai to Bangalore, everywhere. So this is our number, this is our email ID. You can get in touch with us. My team is available here. We can speak with you after the session as well, one-to-one. So that's it from my end. Thank you everyone for your time and attention. And if there are any questions, we will be happy to take it now.
I now invite all our three speakers to the stage. In case you have any questions, please do let us know. I'll pass the mic.
I wanted to know about the returns. In terms of returns, how do the goods come back, and also I want to understand the clearing part in India itself, because मेरे को पता है तब तक कि returns में इंडिया में भी issue होता था पहले, अभी नहीं होता है, but मुझे detail नहीं पता है उसके बारे में.
Okay, so I'll take it. So मैंने जैसे फर्स्ट स्लाइड में दिखाया था, द थर्ड नोटिफिकेशन, सेकंड एंड थर्ड नोटिफिकेशन जो रिटर्न्स है, री इम्पोर्ट जिसको बोलते हैं, उस पर क्लैरिफिकेशन देता है. सो इफ़ यू आर एक्सपोर्टिंग इन कुरियर, there are certain parameters by customs, okay, which are 3 parameters majorly, which says you can re-import up to 2% of your exported, courier exported value. मान लीजिए आपने 10 लाख का एक्सपोर्ट किया है, आप 20,000 तक का री-इम्पोर्ट वापस ला सकते हो इंडिया में. The total number of shipping bill of entry copy which you can file, it will be only 5% of the total number shipping bill. Basically, to clarify, आपने जितना एक्सपोर्ट किया है कुरियर में, उसका 5% आप इंपोर्ट कर सकते हो नंबर ऑफ शिपमेंट. मान लीजिए मैंने 100 एक्सपोर्ट किया तो मैं 5 शिपमेंट वापस ला सकता हूँ. एंड एवरी इंपोर्ट विल बी लिमिटेड टू 25,000 इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग. सो आप ये कैटेगरी में अगर आपका फॉल हो रहा है,
तो मतलब रिटर्न्स अगर ज़्यादा हो रहे हैं, 10% हो रहे हैं, तो इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल
इन कुरियर एज पर द कस्टम नोटिफिकेशन.
So if we talk about international e-commerce, I think Saurabh ji will tell you the numbers exactly. But such a high value number returns in international e-commerce is very rare. Until and unless कि आपके प्रोडक्ट में कोई फॉल्ट हो. जैसे मेरे पास एक जयपुर में एक एक्सपोर्टर थे, उनका 10% रिटर्न था. आई वॉज ऑल्सो शॉक्ड इंटरनेशनल में 10% रिटर्न क्यों है. तो प्रॉब्लम वॉज कि उनके स्टोन निकल जाते थे, तो उस पर काम किया तो ऑटोमेटिक रिटर्न्स नीचे आ गए. बाकी नंबर्स.
So actually we have a mindset of domestic, so we buy online. So it's very reality, sir. To be very honest, when we have a mindset of domestic, because we also buy online and we are also the people who used to return. But in e-commerce export, because you can see the bad tendency. It is like he's waiting for 15 days, 20 days, buying the item, paying in advance. So our return ratio is very less. That is close to 2 or 3% max. But it can be increased, because what Nitin ji said, the main part is whenever you are selling the product, your packaging should be very safe. The product should not be broken. Second part, which I have already covered in my presentation, whatever you're putting in your listing, that should be accurate. It's not like you have mentioned D color, and at the end when it is reached, it is H. So obviously that will be the complexity. The cases which called remorse, I didn't like the product and I changed my mind. That is very, once in a blue moon, these kind of cases will come. So at the end, if you are correct, your return ratio will be correct.
And I think what they have said in under AG, authenticity guarantee के अंदर, जहाँ थर्ड पार्टी आपके प्रोडक्ट को वेरीफाई कर रहा है, तो वहाँ मेरे ख्याल से रिटर्न्स आर स्टिल ऑलमोस्ट नेग्लिजिबल, बिकॉज सेम प्रोसेस विल फॉलो. अगर वो रिटर्न भी करेगा तो अगेन इट विल कम टू GIA वहाँ भी वेरीफाई करेगा कि उसने यूज़ तो नहीं कर लिया या कुछ और दिक्कत तो नहीं है, कोई स्टोन तो फ्लिप नहीं हो गया. सो अगेन इट प्रोटेक्ट्स यू एज वेल.
Just to add on that, because for GIA program which I was telling, the return will come to US, and now you say that I don't have a US address. So we also have a third party who cares of the return, very minimal cost. Your product will be there at their warehouse. You will get to know that your product has received safely, and when you can relist the product, if it gets sold, that will be directly shipped from US to the buyer. So every service will be there. There are multiple partners. Like for example, if you are having all catalog of your ready, for example, you have 1,000 catalog is ready with photography and all that, you will say, Saurabh, it will take time to do manual listing. I have partners for API integration as well. Like before this session, there was AI. So AI is everywhere now, when you are coming on online also. So there are multiple integrators as well, which will give you the one-stop solution for your integration of listing on eBay.
So just to add further into it, just one last thing, that GJEPC is, as we all know, that being pioneer in talking to customs, improving services from the customs. We have a tie-up with DGFT as well, and customs is working on something called as Export Hub. It is in process, and we have an event with DGFT in coming week as well, where the Export Hub will, as Saurabh has said, that there is a place in US. Whatever you export, in case if it comes to India, it stays in the Export Hub, and you can re-export from the customs as well without any. You can do it right now also, but there are a lot of paperwork, a lot of permission which is required from custom. Your export customs and import customs are different. It's all happening in one hub, which allows you to re-import in a very easy manner. So a lot of changes are happening from the customs end as well, and government is super supportive in this. Okay, is somebody asking the question with the mic already, if you can?
For items that are sold in auction, items that are sold in auction, the payment will be received after the product is exported. So how will that happen?
So that's okay. If you are, whenever you're receiving the product, it is, so e-commerce doesn't mean that you have to receive the product in advance. Obviously, you require the payment details. So there'll be some transaction ID which you can mention. And in the payment proof which you have to give, you have to mention that it's an auction product, and we'll get the payment later. Whenever the payment comes in, the shipping bill copy helps you to knock off the payment with the bank.
So what transaction ID? Because that will happen once the product reaches the customer's hands.
So I'll just clarify it. For example, even in eBay, if you're, I'll just give it to Saurabh after this, but even if you are selling it through eBay, you get the payment later from eBay, right? So it's the same way, but Saurabh can add more light into this.
So on auction also, the payment, for example, when auction ends, the payment will come into your Payoneer account. It will reflect that your transaction is complete. Maybe it will be transferred to your bank account in INR in some days, but it will show that it will be there in Payoneer. So you have the payment proof. Whenever you are submitting these kind of 5 documents, which is for CSV 5 mode, the payment will be your Payoneer because you have the transaction ID over there.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
ये जो GIA की ऑथेंटिसिटी गारंटी का जो प्रोसेस है, how much time does it take after the GIA receives the consignment?
So our timeline is 48 hours, sir. So we have kept a very quick timeline that whenever GIA will receive the product, they will do the verification in next 48 hours and ship it to the buyer. Yes. No. So it is only for USA. GIA will not do any cross-border. It is only applicable for the US. And no. So what we have done, this is a global collaboration. So right now, the lab which is main, which is in California, Carlsbad. So we have a combined office there where eBay sits off, GIA sits off. So this is the first lab. Obviously, as the volume comes around, we will be looking for more things. So this is kind of a concept from US only. And to give you the numbers also, around 85% of the sales is coming from US region only. So that's the major market for high value items.
I'm sorry, just last question we'll take, sorry.
No, I just wanted to clarify. You said door-to-door pickup. So from tier 2 cities also you do the pickup?
Okay, so for Gems and Jewellery, we are available in 5 cities in India right now. In south it's Bangalore, in west it is Bombay and Surat, and in north it's Delhi and Jaipur. We are expanding. So if you would have asked me this question in Jan, we were only active in Bombay. In last 2 months we have activated 4 more cities, and we are in plan of expanding more and more cities in the coming time.
So if we have to ship from a tier 2 city, we have to bring it to Bangalore.
Yes, but we do door-to-door pickup only. So you need to have a place in Bangalore probably where we can pick up your shipment from.
Okay.
No. We will. So for Gems and Jewellery as a product, looking at the sensitivity of the product, we want to pick up from the exporter premises itself. So that's what we are doing right now.
So you'll be
only accepting complete packed products. You won't be doing any 3PL for the gems and jewelry.
No, so it will be a packed product. Our team will come, they will pick up the shipment in a particular security format, and they'll take the products from
So
it.
you have a warehouse for storing the products?
No. We don't store any product. It is moved from one service center to other hub to gateways, etc., etc. So in case if you have any query, you can reach out to us. There is a QR there outside. You can scan it. We'll get your details, and then our team will connect. Otherwise, my team is there. You can get in touch with them right away. Right? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much to all the three of our speakers for enlightening us. We now request our very own. We now request our very own Mr. Nitin Khandelwal to please felicitate our speakers. A round of applause, please, for all three of them. Thank you all for joining us. They are available at the back. If you have any questions and queries, they can help you at the back. We have our next session coming up very soon. We request you to please hang around. It's a very interesting session on astrogemology.